Hello everybody and welcome to another Monday Night Brawl. This time, we're doing Masters Qualifiers. I'm part of the Creed.
Hello, I'm DesignatedAsian.
And, this is pretty hype. Are you watching this? Rusty's just going through every character. Yeah, Rusty gotta make it.
He sat on Taros for like a good 5 minutes, alright? So I was pretty excited, and then, Annie Pop never left the lobby, so, you know.
I think Rusty really wants to get started, but we can't get started right now. We gotta start the stream, which I guess we've done.
Yet? Are you just talking to me? This is like pre-stream, right?
It's here. This is real. Don't compromise yourself, dude.
All right. We won't start talking about farts till after the stream then.
Yeah, it sounds about right. How's it going, everyone? All right. So, to those of you who are unaware of what on earth is going on, we are doing the Masters Qualifiers. What this means is that the winner of this tournament will be automatically eligible to be in the Brawl League Masters, which will be starting soon. And we are doing 3 of these qualifiers. We had one yesterday, we have one today, and we'll have another one next week. And may the best person win to move on to Masters.
Pretty simple, pretty straightforward.
But that's not all. If you don't win Masters Qualifiers, if you get 2nd place or you get 3rd place, you could still be invited. You could no, you don't suck. You don't suck. You can still be invited to Masters. It's just non-guaranteed.
It's not a guaranteed spot. You're like the backup, right? You're the what is it, the understudy? Is that how it works?
Maybe backup. You could also say that it's sort of like a wild card, right? They take this pool of 2nd and 3rd place winners and they go, hey, who here looks qualified, right? Like maybe next week is when like 3 really good players decide they want to go into the qualifier match. Like they were like, oh, I'm busy this week, I can't do this Sunday or Monday, I got to do it next week. But 3 of those guys do it, and suddenly a whole bunch of talent is in that bracket, and only 1st place can go. But then you get the guys from Brawl League come in, look at those placings, and they're like, man, that tournament had some really good people. The 2nd and 3rd place guys, they were really good too. We should give them a spot, you know?
Sure. Yeah. That makes sense to me.
So, basically, competition for more competition, and I'm looking at this right now. We're gonna be watching Rusty, and he's gonna go up against.
I honestly have no clue.
Uni.
I've seen the name Hexorect a bunch of times. Is it not? It's Yumi.
Uni.
Oh, Uni. I was gonna say Yumi, like half of Puffy Yami Yumi.
I have no idea what that is.
You don't know what? You never watched? Did you ever watch Teen Titans?
Titans.
Not Teen Titans Go.
No, not Teen Titans Go. I watched the original way back, but I don't remember any of it.
You know the intro? EEENTITANS.
Yeah.
That song is written by Puffy Yami. So Puffy Yami is the band. But that entire reference does not matter because it's Uni, UNI amp of Dank Crew, who's gonna be going up against Hey Rusty.
So he's going to Uni, right? Is that what that is?
Uni. He is the one amp that is at that university. All other mics have to wait their turn to use the amp.
It's kind of unfair, honestly.
Well, it's a little unbalanced, but looks like Rusty, he's starting to lock in first. He's going to be going on the Bodvar. Just NA.
I mean, Roland's not that NA. Roland used to be NA. When Raiden played Roland was NA.
That's fair. Roland's kind of fallen off as of late. He used to be a big popular pick. I mean, he's got 8 defense. He's generally picked a little bit more inside of the 2v2 scene. But in 1v1, he kind of fell off partway because of the unfavorableness that Lance has as of late. Not a lot of people really like Lance. Part of it is because a lot of people think Sword is kind of mid-tier, but it looks like Uni's going to try to make it work. And when you're coming in with banners like this, defense is nice.
Defense may very well be necessary. In case you didn't catch that, Uni had a gold banner, which means he was gold in the last season. I do want to point out, like, the more time goes by, the less those banners are going to matter. But it's only been a few weeks, so Uni, unless he got really good in the past few weeks, he's going to have an uphill battle.
He's winning. he is winning out right now on the damage, not because of the defense, but really because he's just been able to pressure out Rusty for a while now. He was getting some solid hits, but now Rusty's kind of regained his footing. He's starting to catch more sword neutral lights, kind of staying floaty above Uni, and Uni's not really punishing with the sword neutral sig or anything like that.
Both players thinking they got the reads right and just sort of hitting around each other for quite a while there, but it looks like Rusty's got his footing at this point. He's put down the damage on Uni. All he has to do is kill him, which is a lot easier said than done on Roland. Unarmed Sarah is not going to do it. He's looking for the kill with the hammer. Stomp Sarah. Just the Sarah.
Oh, just the regular Sarah will do it for Rusty, but I like what Uni was doing on his attempts to recover and kind of get back down to the neutral. He was moving, and then he kind of put some pressure out. We saw him throw out a ground pound when he got right above Rusty, just to kind of deter him from doing whatever he wants in his attempts to kill. But he ended up picking up the Sarah, and now it's on Uni to try to finish off this stock. He's going to need to put out a little bit more damage onto Rusty or get just fantastic positioning. And right now, he hasn't really gotten either of those things.
When it comes to sword players, one of the things I like doing is watching what someone does after a downlight. Like, the downlight follow-up really tells me what a sword player how a sword player likes to play. And we saw a little bit of like downlight dare and a ground pound, which is something you don't often see, especially like on stage. Is something I saw him sort of attempt to do. It might have been a little bit of a fluke because after that it was more of a downlight dare into read neutral light. But Rusty definitely has some resets in mind, and that's going to be super important here.
But just then we saw Uni, he was just going aerially, he'd do a diagonal down dodge and then pivot, turn around, and just hit Rusty for quite a few times. Didn't end up really getting him any positioning. We're going to see Rusty go back to that sword, see if he can go to those resets. I know someone recently posted a nice sword string where on Blackguard actually, where it was like downlight ground pound, gravity cancel, downlight ground pound, weapon toss, whatever else nonsense. But regardless, Rusty's been able to pick up a lot of damage. That neutral sig will finish it off for Uni, but he's got a lot more to go.
I mean, that neutral sig sent him flying, so he'd taken a lot of damage up to that point, and Uni was just really struggling to kill him. But he's finished it off. It's now one stock off. I wouldn't put it past Uni to be able to make this comeback, but it's going to take a lot, and Rusty's not going to make it easy. Right now, he's really putting down the damage. The side air, the downlights. Ooh, downlight gravity cancel side sig. Again, something you don't often see. It didn't quite work out, though.
I think he was trying to read like a back dodge off the downlight, but generally speaking, I mean, downlight true combos. I don't know about you, but I definitely kind of just wait for the true combo to finish before I start trying to mash a panic dodge. But regardless, Rusty ends up picking up the kill, ends up ground pounding Uni off the screen, and it looks like the defense did not do enough for Uni. Maybe he might be switching it up. Maybe he had some decent sword play, didn't get a lot out of his lance play, kind of got a couple dares, and then was kind of trying to throw it away. I'd like to see him go, maybe just go opposite spectrum, go for the low defense Thatch, and just try to sword his way through it.
Maybe. I think anything goes right now. The high V defense is always sort of a standard pick. I want to go back a little bit to what you said with the downlights, is that with downlight gravity cancel downlight becoming a thing, I think it's become important for players to mash dodge even after the first downlight, because getting the second downlight is difficult to do true, and if you're not mashing dodge, you can easily just sort of give it to them for free.
Yeah, but if you mess up, if you mash dodge in the wrong direction, then you get those reads like that side sig read that Rusty was going for. He did not end up picking it up, but regardless, he ended up having just solid sword play really that ended up closing it out. And since his sword was too good, he's gonna not play sword. Instead, he's gonna go for Cassidy, a character with a hammer and some guns.
I mean, it looks like he's got some room. He can do a little bit of a weird pick if he wants to. Maybe he wants to experiment with Cassidy and use her more in future tournaments or something like that. His hammer was pretty solid though.
I'd like to see more out of it. His hammer, it was reasonable. It was, it was like if he was taking his driver's test, he'd be like, all right, you have enough to get your hammer license, so to speak. What is this map banning? Rusty banned 2 maps, Uni banned 1, and then they randomed from the other 4.
Did they random because time ran out, or did they random because someone picked random?
I'm not really sure. That was just kind of awkward, but it looks like they don't seem to mind. They're just going to be going with it. Rusty is going to be playing it out. He's going to be using guns, no hammer. At least he wasn't able to pick it up at the start, and he's trying to make the guns work, but he hasn't really connected. He's trying to go for these jump dares.
Uni's doing this weird, don't approach, throw your weapon.
Yo, throw meta.
Throw meta? Is that what this is? Maybe he was just looking for the sword. Maybe.
It seems like Uni does definitely favor the sword. His lance play wasn't awful. Like, I'm not like criticizing his lance play by any stretch of the imagination, but he just seemed a little bit uncomfortable with it. He did kind of throw it away a lot of times as he goes for 2 back dodge side lights. Wanted to follow up neutral sig to kind of mix it up. But now that we're seeing Rusty on the hammer, maybe we'll see a little bit more comfort. No, he wants to play with his guns.
And Uni, on the other hand, really wants to play with his sword. Every time he picks up that lance, he's throwing it away. And what we're seeing out of his play is no follow-ups on any of these moves. There's a lot of side light into dodge back. There's a lot of quick hits, back dodge, things like that. It seems like Uni's attempting to just be really careful against Rusty here in an attempt to get this match down, but he's just taking damage.
Nice stomp side air will send Uni off the map, but once again, it's rolling. Very difficult to kill, and I agree. Uni, he's going for the safe options against the guns, and I can't blame him for not wanting to over-aggress onto guns, but he's got to know his follow-ups. He's getting, like, side airs. He's gotten quite a few side airs and side lights, but he's not really following up. Instead, he wants to disengage and then hope he can get another tap, whereas Rusty's kind of extending it. We saw him get a dare and try to follow up with a gravity cancel downlight. Sure, the gravity cancel didn't downlight, or sorry, the gravity cancel downlight didn't connect, but it's the thought process. It's that mentality behind it of like try to get more out of each hit.
Right, and I mean, just going for these side lights is not going to rack up damage. Sword has some pretty ridiculous damage moves. I'm looking at you, recovery, but sidelight really is.
No, they nerfed it.
It's still big.
They nerfed it.
It's still big.
They nerfed it. It's fine. And how many have Uni hit? Really, how many recoveries has Uni hit?
Well, that's the problem. You got to hit more recoveries. The neutral sig is going to do it. Maybe
Uni gets the neutral sig, keeps the stocks even. Rusty needs to find a weapon spawn.
Maybe, you know, he just missed his jump. That was supposed to be a recovery, right?
Yeah. That's how that works.
Definitely. Anyway, Uni going with his normal strategy. I'm watching him every time he does a side light. He'll dodge back, but he's also going for these neutral sig reads after the dodge back, basically saying, "Hey, I'm gonna dodge back. I know you're gonna dodge forward now, and I'm gonna basically try to punish that." So,
but at the same time, it's the same thing. Uni's kind of only gone for 1 or 2 of these mix-ups, and after a certain point, you have to assume that a player of Rusty's caliber is going to kind of start to download it, and we're seeing that he's starting to get a reasonable advantage in the stock department again.
Not gonna lie, I'm a little bit upset that the side sig that Rusty got on Uni didn't launch him into the mine that was flying in the air at the time.
No, didn't you see the flying hurt box is a little bit thrown off when
I want to point something out. Uni just did a side light and then an immediate neutral sig. He didn't dodge back. I think he's conditioning Rusty. I think that's been his plan, is to do these side light dodge backs, until Rusty thinks all this guy is going to do after a side light is a dodge back. And then he pulls out the neutral sig.
That's fine and dandy, but he needs to have done that a little bit faster, considering the fact that he's a full stock behind. He's in the red, on Roland, on his last stock, and he just dived into the mine.
Yeah, not gonna lie, that's not the way to win, man.
You sure?
I think so. Dive kicks, I hear, are pretty crazy, but dive kick into the mine is also crazy, just in the bad way.
That's the high tier tech right there. Is if you dive kick yourself into a mine, your opponent can't do it to you.
I mean, I'm looking at, I want to say like April tournament. Maybe it was like old BCS. Egg Soup mined himself at the beginning of a stock. Obviously, that was the tech then and is the tech now, right?
Yeah, of course. If Egg Soup's done it, everyone should
Everyone has done
That's
it.
how you get better, is do what Egg Soup does, aka bomb yourself. But it looks like we're going to be continuing on. We're going to be seeing Desertion Hexerect versus Crazy Bone. And I'm liking these skins and colors. These are very stylish looking characters.
Yes, that is Skyforge. Not black or white. Like,
Sure.
I'm pretty sure it was that skin that we had that issue with, that Orion skin. Because everything is black and white, except like his visor is a slight shade of blue. Whereas everyone else in the game has like a bunch of blue on top of them. Look, guys, you can't blame me for not getting it. It looks black and white.
Hey, I honestly, when you said that Skyforge, I thought we were talking about Ragnir, because Ragnir has the blue and black, and I was like, yeah, obviously. But you make a valid point. Orion is also, he's got the black and white, which does not come on either solely black or solely white. It's the Skyforge. They're both Skyforge. Yeah. But Ragnir, he's the Power Rangers boss character Skyforge, whereas Crazy Bone is on that black and white zebra anime robot mecha.
Anime robot. All right, tell me what you think about Ragnir.
Ragnir's
first
broken.
Ragnir we've seen broken, bro.
Actually, okay, so general opinion, judging on how Ragnir's been performing in tournaments, going off of the EU BCS 2v2, Ragnir not looking too strong in competitive play. We haven't seen a whole lot of success on Ragnir's, and that could be in part due to the fact that he's a relatively new character. But at the same time, Hexerect right now has not touched a weapon. He's not really going for one.
He's
kind of just standing there.
Doesn't move all the way to the left and to the right. That's what it looks like. His horizontal movement speed looks completely nerfed. Right?
Something seems off. Barely able to avoid that bomb. But Hexerect, he didn't touch a weapon. It really looked like he wasn't even thinking about a weapon. He was kind of just going for these neutralites onto Crazy Bones. I don't know if it's a little bit of a disrespect saying like, hey, I can beat you unarmed, or maybe if that's generally how Hexerect plays. But there's just this like thinking that you can see from Hexerect. You saw just then, he kind of just like looked left, looked right, couldn't quite decide what to do. He just stands there.
Actually,
is this a bot?
This looks like a bot. I was gonna say exactly that. This looks like a bot. It's very possible this is not Hexerect. I'm
pressing tab and it's showing his name. I don't know if it still does the... all of in-game chat is saying it's a bot.
Yeah. Sad life. I mean, it does look like Crazy Bone's gonna play this out. I don't know, maybe he got that bug where you just don't see that your opponent has disconnected and you just sort of keep playing. But... or maybe he just doesn't care. He's gonna get that W.
I mean, it's all about the W. You take the elo.
I think he's gonna get an elo from this.
You take the elo. You take those. If this was a rank game, you take those.
Yeah, that bot did neutral heavy.
Nice.
It almost connected. It was gonna be really cool.
I don't think it would have.
I kind of want to see this bot take like a one stock.
I just want to see Crazy Bones nair his way through this third stock.
Another neutral heavy. It knows the neutral heavy is very powerful. All right, please just take one stock, bot. I believe in you. I'm starting to believe in him less.
Nope.
Dodge up? Oh, he doesn't know how to dodge up?
Nope.
All right.
The word is the bird.
Well,
Hexerect apparently has DC'd. He is not online. I'm not exactly sure what happened. He managed to get in and pick a character and then immediately die upon starting the round.
Hexerect is offline, is what's being said. So maybe his like whole computer shut down.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to defer. Oh look, it looks like Hexerect's back.
Oh, we back?
You okay? Are we good? We good? Yo, what's your favorite icon?
Oh, that's hard. I've got the diamond icon rocking right now, and it's
Lame.
pretty fancy. What? It's
Lame.
beautiful.
That's the tryhard background.
Oh,
that's
tryhard.
That's the I'm a tryhard. I've got my diamond
it's so
banner,
beautiful.
diamond icon.
It's pretty.
That's so tryhard.
Oh, it's pretty.
All about the triangles.
I don't know. Like the three icons that I would use is diamond, collectors, or beta. And collectors, is collectors. And beta, I feel like I see too many people with beta anyway. And beta's it's just a rock and a
A rock with a B on it.
But the diamond banner is kind of nice.
It's all about the 3 triangles.
The 3 triangles are cool, but everyone gets that.
Yeah. I'm a man of the people, all right?
Everyone gets that.
Yeah. Think about this though.
Yeah.
The beta icon, that's Burkano.
Yes.
Yeah. Burkano's the best rune. No, it's not, but whatever. I figured you would appreciate that. As Crazy Bones is playing a completely different character. It looks like Hexaract is in it and is actually like hitting Crazy Bones. So I think this is a real game. Did game 1 go to Crazy Bones? Did that count?
Yes, it did count.
All right. Well, that is unfortunate for Hexaract, as Crazy Bones is going to be going Katars versus Katars. And so far, they've been trading fairly evenly.
I found it interesting that Crazy Bones switched characters. I don't know what.
He's got his bot killer character, and then he's got his real character. He knew.
It is a little bit of an odd pick. But, whatever the case, Hexaract's dragon over here, Ragnir, is not quite doing it. He barely manages to catch the lip of the stage there. He does need to look for this kill. Tries to get with a down sig, but Crazy Bone is not going to fall into that. Oh, the side
but he gets a nice side air. Hexaract takes the first stock. I don't think he's too deterred about the fact that he lost game 1. He's going to go into game 2 trying to win it out. As Crazy Bones comes back, immediately side airs. The spike ball is not going to connect. No weapon for Hexaract. Means that Crazy Bones kind of has some control here. But he wasn't able to pick up the Nair, and no recovery follow-up. Instead, he just kind of let Hexaract get back down.
Yeah, he was looking for some options there. I think he really wanted the Neutralite to begin with, but saw that Hexaract was going to land in that platform above him and he wasn't going to get it. And instead he went for the Nair. I think recovery would have served a little bit better, but he did have to angle it correctly.
Regardless, Crazy Bones needs to pick up this kill, and it looks like he's not going to be fishing for any sort of recoveries. That was close. That was even closer. The down sig connects onto Crazy Bones' head, and Hexaract is looking at the 3 stock here. He's got the guitars, is going for some sort of gimp play onto Crazy Bones. Crazy Bones has not been able to do much with his bow play.
I mean, that neutral sig, maybe if he knew the angle a little bit better, he could have gotten it. I'm sure it's a little bit new to him at least. Like you said, he's looking at a really good position, almost at a 3 stock. He does have to finish off this stock, but 3 defense Ember. I mean, if you're gonna 3 stock anyone, that'd be it.
Or the side air. Any of the other 3 defense characters, alright?
What? I didn't say none of the other 3 defense characters. I just said 3 defense characters.
That's fair. 3 defense characters I have a higher propensity to be 3 stocked, where Hexaract's kind of thrown away that propensity and now is going Katars against Crazy Bones. And I'm surprised Hexaract hasn't really wanted to play Axe. The Axe downlight is great for punishing those aerial approaches from Crazy Bones, but instead Hexaract wants to stick with these Katars and fish for these side sigs. He's connected a few times and hasn't really been punished for them.
I'm not surprised because I like Katars.
That's fine. But
Hexaract clearly a fan of Katars. He almost got the hit on Crazy Bones multiple times. The side sig's gonna do it. It's not broken, Duke.
It's broken.
Okay, maybe it's a little broken.
It's a little broken. He just threw out like 6 of those. Never got punished. He literally threw one out, was not punished, and then picked up another one just like 5 seconds later. Hexaract ends up evening up the games. Game 2 goes away with Hexaract and Crazy Bones sticking on this this crazy train of character swaps as Hexaract ends up switching to an Asuri.
Huh. Maybe he wasn't feeling the Ragnir. He seemed to be doing good, but he also it seemed to be a very hit-by-hit game, and Hexaract was looking for follow-ups and was not finding them. So maybe higher dex Katars, signatures he understands a little bit better. A side sig that has the range of the other Katar side sig, but this time it's on sword and it travels. Lots of options.
Maybe he's just looking for the ability to use a second weapon. We didn't really see a lot of his axe play in general.
Maybe he likes cats.
Fact that that he wants to have that sword. But regardless, Hexerect is going to be switching characters. He's evened up the games. He and Crazy Bones are going to be going into this. This is game 3 of their set. I don't know what's up. I think this is round 2.
Yes.
Hexerect gets knocked around a little bit. Nice dare. Gonna pick up the guitars.
Ooh, Hexerect trying to get in a dodge read, but isn't quite gonna fall for the bait there. Crazy Bone, who got sent off stage, basically just sticks to the stage. It's hard to get those dodge reads when you send someone off stage, because they're not that eager to get back on and get punished quite as much as if they were just on stage to begin with. Crazy Bones looking for some downlines, but Hexerect is putting himself in the air, away from harm.
He went for the long-range bow ground pound. That's the slowest ground pound.
Slowest ground pound, and Hexerect timed himself perfectly, knew when that ground pound was going to end. He read Crazy Bones ending it and went straight for that recovery.
Well, at this point, Crazy Bones, he's going to get a nice side light to give himself some room, pick up the bow. Hexerect's going to come back, try to get the edge guard. He's fishing for that neutral sig on the edge. I think he kind of wants a little bit of style when he could just pick up a side air, which we saw in game 2. He just got a clean side air to finish off a stock. That one is a clean side air, and that'll do it. You don't have to go for the stylish neutral sig, all right? Just go for the side air.
But stylish neutral sig is fun. You mentioned Hexerect maybe wanting to play a new weapon, but he has ignored the sword just as much as he ignored the axe on Ragnar.
His guitars are broken.
Because guitars are fun, I think you mean to say? Crazy Bones throwing the sword.
Uh-oh. Hexerect's fine. He's going to jump around. Burns a lot. Crazy Bones just not really punishing these hard commitments from Hexerect. Hexerect throws out a neutral sig, catches, not able to chase with the dare in time, and Crazy Bones is going to back up.
He's gotten out of his recovery. If he can follow up, he gets back on stage.
Got the sword. Goes for a neutral light instead of trying to pick up a downlight side air. Throws the bomb off. He wants his kill options. He's starting to throw out some more signatures. But he's just not really getting the read.
Side sig. Hexerect has used that side sig. Whoa, what?
Wow.
So Hexerect gets hit by a weapon throw, dodges upward to try to avoid the ground pound, gets hit by the ground pound anyway, but the ground pound doesn't send him down the stage, instead it bounces up off the stage, but it still kills him because he's taken so much damage despite the fact that it's shipwrecked and it has a high ceiling. Whoa.
Wow. Crazy Bones picks up a sword. I'd like to see him try to push this sword versus guitar matchup. He has a little bit of a rage advantage. He can use that neutral light. It's got the same startup as all of the grounded guitar moves. But he gets a nice downlight down there, not really able to follow up afterwards. And now we're seeing some swordplay come out from Hexerect as he gets a nair.
Yeah, it looks like he was going on. Ooh, what? I don't know what Hexerect was thinking there. He did a downlight and then went for a nair follow-up, despite the fact that Crazy Bones was not in a position for that. Maybe he was looking for the chase dodge and it just didn't happen. But whatever the case is, he didn't kill him then, but he did kill him now.
Picks up a nice ground pound just after the recovery from Crazy Bones comes out. Crazy Bones does have Hexerect in the red. He's going to put a mine down, and I'm surprised he's not fishing harder for this side light, to be completely honest. But he's now got a sword in hand. He can get a downlight cider. He's going to need a little bit more than just one, though.
I think he was fishing for it. It was just more for positioning. He was trying to get Hexerect in front of him, and it never happened, so he never bothered to put out the side light.
Well, regardless, we're seeing Crazy Bones. He seems a little just confused on what weapon he really wants to play. He'll kind of get a hit with one, throw it away. You're seeing him start throwing away everything. Now he goes back to the sword for kind of an indiscernible reason, in the sense that he's not really pushing anything big out of either of the weapons that he's got. Instead, he'll just get a hit and switch it up.
Ooh, could be bad for Hexerect, but Crazy Bones does not get any sort of down air follow-up after the ground pound. Crazy Bones... yeah, like you said, I don't know what weapon he wants here. I think he's just sort of throwing out what he can. Even if he... Oh, no! And that neutral sig against the recovery is going to do it! Hexerect takes it back after getting booted out of the first game. It did look like Crazy Bones was going to go up against... go even against him on this last match. They both went down to the last stock at about the same time, but Hexerect pulls it out in the end.
And that is going to be a clean 2-1 after coming back from that disconnect. Hexerect closes it out. Did one with the Ragnar, which he had some success with, but then wanted to go back for the comfort, wanted to go to the Asuri. I'm confused on Crazy Bones character picks. He kind of mixed it up. I don't even remember who he started with. I know he switched to an Ember, and then we saw a Koji at the very end. But regardless, it seems like Crazy Bones just couldn't quite decide what exactly he wanted to do. And Hexerect took full advantage and is going to win out with those Katars.
Well done, Hexerect. I believe we're going to move on to another match soon. But we're not doing that yet.
Not yet, no.
So what, you think Ragnar's side sig needs some toning down? You think anything else?
Of Ragnar in particular, or
just like the
in
kit.
general? Like,
Yeah,
you want me to
Ragnar
just talk about the game balance?
I
The
talk
state
about
of balance?
Ragnar.
You want me to talk about how everything's broken
Ragnar.
except for the things that I use?
Ragnar
is broken.
He
In particular, I think the side sig, I take the most offense with the Qatar side sig.
That's understandable.
I think overall his kits, it's just generally pretty nice. He's got really balanced set of stats, you know.
The Qatar down sig is interesting because it's not as powerful as I think people were thinking it would be. I mean, we talked about it, and you were like broken.
I said everything was broken, and I stand by that. I think the down sig, it's a decent edge guard. It's a little bit obvious in the sense that almost everyone knows if the Ragnar is kind of going to that corner, they're going to try to throw out the down sig. You just kind of get around it. The thing that's nice about the down sig is it's actually pretty safe. It's got relatively low recovery from what I've seen. I'm not saying like you can spam it and you'll have success, but it's safe enough that if you throw out 2 or 3, it's not the easiest thing in the world to punish. You can kind of just get to jump out.
See, to me, I try to spam it and it just never connects, and I'm like,
mash harder.
This seems pointless.
Yeah, I agree. The hitboxing makes it so that it's not.
But maybe I'm just bad.
I don't know. It's one of those things where like, if you're using the down sig, why would you use that over like a neutral light into a speed dodge recovery? Like, it's kind of in similar situations. But the problem with the down sig is that it's best off stage, really. That's kind of plain and simple. It's good for spiking. But regardless, we're not going to be seeing a Ragnar here. Instead, we're going to be seeing Isidro on the Hattori versus Post Up on Koji. Interesting pick. I believe Post Up had the most success with the Katars last time we saw him.
Yes, and I'm wondering what he's doing. Post Up, what are you doing?
I guess he has something in mind, maybe for the matchup. Like I've said in the past, Katars can get spaced out by things like spear and sword. It has a little bit more success with the recent buffs to speed dodge and the invulnerability frames. But regardless, I guess Post Up just didn't feel comfortable playing the Qatar matchup against Isidro, as he's going to be going for the bow matchup now. And so far, they've been trading it out relatively even.
Post Up I think he was looking for some hits on the bow and then just not finding them. I think he's a lot more comfortable with this sword right now from what we've seen. But he did take a lot of damage when he did have that bow.
That's unfortunate. He got stuck on the bow. He's stuck on it again. He gets a nice downlight side air. And he's looking for the positioning for the Sair, but Isidro gets underneath and picks up the recovery. And Post Up, it looks like he has a follow-up in mind off that side light going to go for a speed dodge, but Isidro was already out of there. And I'm not sure how I feel about this Koji pick. It's not the worst thing in the world. He's got Isidro in the orange, but it's not the Post Up that we saw last time. It's not the confident Qatar play with the mix-ups and the solid reads that I'm used to seeing out of him.
Right. I mean, maybe Post Up's trying to go with old school, like, I was about to say old school. Not old school at all. New school meta in NA, but this is not seeming like it's going to work out. The ground pound on unarmed is really good, though. The side airs on bow are something that he keeps throwing out, but not quite connecting. We see a lot of players have success with that, especially as sort of a safe move, but Post Up is just not connecting them, and at that point, like, I mean, it's safe, but it doesn't really do much.
Post up seems to be it feels like a warm-up phase. He's kind of just a little bit off the mark with a lot of the things that he's looking for. Just like right there, he seems like he has a follow-up after some of his moves, such as that downlight, but he's just not quite getting the inputs that he's looking for. We saw him throw once or twice, and they were just like a couple of pixels off the mark, and he ends up getting punished for it a lot of times. I think he's just still warming up with this Koji.
It's possible. I do want to talk about Isidro a little bit. Because I feel like we sort of glossed over this. I don't know how much you've played with Isidro, but he usually goes with a
Parry?
lance. Lance is what I was going to say. And there's no lance here. It seems like a very unorthodox pick for Isidro, too.
No, the one time I fought Isidro that is in my memory bank is, he was on Hattori. So I think even though he's got the lance play, maybe he wants to warm up with the Hattori as well, kind of have that as like the starter, the general character scout. Gets a nice down sick to punish the down sick from post up, and he's gonna pop off, and I think that's a little bit warranted.
Oh, post up.
But at the same time, it's nice to be able to say like, take off the training weights and then go to a little bit more comfortable pick, if that is the case, you know?
I mean, it basically seems like Isidro was playing Roland for a long time, and now he was trying to switch it up to a Tori, and maybe it works, but maybe it doesn't. I feel like Isidro's Roland in this case was a little bit better, and the Satori does look like it's struggling just a little bit, but I wouldn't count him out yet. He's gotten the game even for the most part, although this last stock is looking pretty harrowing.
He had the lead for a while, and then post up with this bow play is actually catching Isidro.
Oh,
gets a great read with that down sig. Looks like the taunts came out too early from Isidro, and post up is gonna put down the salt, and they're going straight into game 2.
What a down sig read. He really found his stride on the bow on that last stock, because we've seen him there before. We saw him with the bow and it wasn't working, but on that last stock he was like neutral light, nair, side light, down sig. I got this. Piece of cake. And now is the Ember pick. Bow and guitars. I mean, I'm glad he got his bow, but I want to see the guitars.
His guitars are kind of the standout thing of post up. That's really what we focused on the last time we saw him. But we're gonna be going into this, and he's got the bow play. Maybe he's just kind of working on his bow play. You know, 8 dexterity on Koji means that he gets to do a little bit more bow stuff should he want to. But there's the guitar pickup, and he's gonna have to get on top of Isidro in order to do anything with it. But Isidro's trying to space him out.
Yeah, Isidro's looking to basically use the short range of the guitars to his advantage. It's been working so far, but Post-Up's not dead yet. He did connect a quick down sig. Both of these characters, I mean, you get the Ember with the 3 defense, but Isidro has, like, the 3 attack, so I'm not sure it matters all that much. Post-Up, on the other hand, trying to connect things, and it's not quite working. Isidro's landed quite a few hits, but none of them in the killing range. And
well, that was a kill
guard,
potential.
Yeah, he just sort of he couldn't quite find the move he was looking for, and after the recovery, Post-Up's gonna die first, but Isidro is in the red.
Post-Up needs to pick up the weapon and get a signature. No, instead he's looking for the unarmed kill, or just trying to mix it up and keep Isidro on his toes, not let Isidro know that he wants that signature kill. But a nice pickup. That was a downline into a recovery for Post-Up to take down Isidro, and the stocks have been completely evened up, and he gets a nice punish on the weapon pickup.
So he does. Isidro almost getting a nice turnaround against Post-Up with the down air after Post-Up went for a bit of a greedy ground pound, I'd say, but he didn't quite connect it, and he couldn't quite get anything afterwards. Post-Up is going for a lot of dares. We've seen dares from in the past with resets to boot, but this time he does look a little bit more flaky with them. He looks like he's trying a little too hard to basically rely on them.
Yeah, Isidro's been able to space out a lot of these dares, and we're seeing Post-Up just now. He's changing it up. He went for a side light into a down light, and then reads the approach, gets a nice neutral sig, and he's keeping the pressure on top of Isidro now with this grounded guitar play. Down sig!
Post-Up gets the lead in the match. It looks like all he needed to do was warm up a bit like that Koji. Oh, Post-Up. This is not how you do that. He does manage to survive thanks to the high ceiling of Great Hall, but the Sair on the right side of the map, it's gonna do it. The high ceiling does not matter at that point.
I mean, they're not that high. You know, a downlight recovery nair from sword could
Yes, but
completely dismantle that height.
only because that high platform is well, it's high. If you do attacks,
It's
from
high. It's high from the bottom.
Yes, yes, it is. In fact, I would say, obviously, I can't 100% confirm because I don't think there's any way to look at the map boundaries, but from the regular stage platform, it's the highest ceiling in any of the maps. Whatever the case is, the ground pound!
Nice. And it wasn't a long range ground pound. Just gets right on top of a Sidro and just boop.
Post up absolutely read Asidru's movements. He knew where he was going to go. He prepped that ground pound and just sent Asidru flying all the way down to lower bracket.
Solid bow play, solid guitar play from post up. Started recognizing that his aerial dare approaches were not really working, so he mixes it up and ends up getting down the kill, and he's going to be continuing on as the second place of the last Monday Night Brawl. But we're going to be going on. It's going to be Astronaut versus Spaghetti Spy GGT.
I always said Spigot.
I always say Spaghetti, like the Tim and Eric sketch, and I don't watch Tim and Eric, but that's like the only thing I know about Tim and Eric is Spaghetti.
I mean, there's also you said Spygit for a little bit. I mean, there's a spy.
True.
Spy. His three letters when he's playing the game is gonna be spy. You could call him spy. He's got all like a black Lucian. That's kind of spy-ish.
Everyone knows that plague doctors are the best spies.
They have masks. Very stealthy.
That's fair. On the other side, he's going to be going up against Astronaut. We've seen one Hattori. Now we're going to see another. Astronaut is going to be going in. He's got I believe that is the Skyforge colors on the Robo Hattori. It
is Skyforge, and man oh man, Astronaut is putting down the damage with this spear. He's getting all the hits and combos he needs to. I think I even saw him do a follow-up on a sidelight, which, I mean, everyone said you couldn't do, but here he is doing things. Is he about to 0 to death, Spigot? Yes, he is.
That wasn't a 0 to death. You're drunk. Astronaut has some damage on him, but regardless, that was just fantastic spear play. Picks up infinite numbers of downlight and Sairs, and just keeps Spaghetti on his toes. Now he's back to the spear, gets a nice gravity cancel sidelight, and tries to follow up with a side air, but regardless, he's just put out so much pressure onto Spaghetti. Spaghetti has not been able to find his footing, has not really been able to have any sort of weaponry, and he's just been getting dominated right now.
Demolishing! Astronaut is putting down all the pressure, all the damage, all the hits, no matter what Spigot does. He's gotten a few hits on Astronaut, but the 3 attack is not what he needs right now. Downlight Sair looks like it's gonna do it. Can Spigot get back? Oh, he can. Astronaut did not have the follow-up that I think he was looking for.
But the neutral sig will finish it off. I'm surprised Astronaut threw away that spear, given how amazingly he has been playing spear so far. Spaghetti really hasn't been able to find an answer to it. But now we're seeing Astronaut. He's mixing it up. He's going for downlight into dare. Just the resets, the juggles, downlight dares. Wants to follow up with a side sig. Can't quite do it, but Spaghetti has yet to really touch him on this new stock.
Oh, man. I gotta say, I mean, I'm getting, I believe it was Blood Diamond who was ranking up when the season started, and I had to fight Blood Diamond a few times. His sword knew what it was doing every time it did downlight dare reset. I mean, first it was downlight dare into grounded downlight dare, and then after the second downlight dare, then he'd do a gravity cancel downlight dare, and Astronaut is pulling that off. He's getting the Sairs. Spigot, I don't even know.
That was dirty.
What he's gonna do now. What is he gonna do?
That was like anyone playing against me dirty. They just did this domination from Astronaut. Fantastic play, and I don't know if Spaghetti has an answer.
He didn't switch characters.
He doesn't. Maybe he's just thinking if he can get the weaponry, get control, he might have a better chance, but Astronaut just had so many different answers to the things that Spaghetti was trying to do.
3, 2, 1, roll.
Let's see if Spigot has something in mind. excuse me, in mind to turn this around. He's gonna need a weapon. He does get a weapon. Alright, alright. He's got some guns. You know, guns are known for spacing out the opponent. If he can space out Astronaut here, he can get the damage. And right now, he is putting down the damage.
But don't forget that it is a Lucian. Lucians generally have a little bit of trouble on that kill department just due to the relatively low force. But he gets a nice side air, sends Astronaut to the other side of the map. And Astronaut this time hasn't really been able to find his footing. He had the spear in hand, but he wanted the weapon toss follow-up. Maybe looking for a gimp here on the left side, and Spaghetti not really punishing. Instead, wants to back off. We're going to see Katars versus Sword as Astronaut is now trying to reset, get back to that neutral.
Ooh, Spaghetti.
Side sig!
He got the side sig, but unfortunately Spaghetti took a lot of damage in the process. He got himself down to dark orange when he had Astronaut in red by the time he was only yellow. He does want to keep this lead right now if he wants to continue, but the gravity cancel, down light into side air.
One more.
Side air follow up, ground bound follow up. Spaghetti is dead.
And the stocks have been evened up, but this time Astronaut has the weapon control. He has the sword. It seems like he kind of prefers the sword, despite the fact that I am basically in love with his spear play. But Spaghetti's got those guns in hand, and he's been doing absolute work this time with his gunplay. The downlight's just kind of punishing Astronaut when he tries to go for the stack play, and then outspacing him every time he tries to long range.
I gotta say, he's also doing these downlight into chase dodge X pivot neutral or nairs really well. Because I see a lot of gun players do that, but after the chase dodge, they take too long to do the nair, and it's very easily dodgeable. Spaghetti's chase dodge into nairs have been really on point so far. And he finds the kill with the neutral sig. He's got a stock above Astronaut. This is a very, very different match.
We're not seeing the domination that we saw in game one. Spaghetti, now that he's got his guns, he's got the tool that he needs, that kind of comfort weaponry, but Astronaut is not having it. He's going for the side airs, and we're seeing less success with it. Spaghetti kind of recognizes that Astronaut likes to go for the Twilight type kill with that sword side air, and Spaghetti is able to get past just enough of them to survive for a little while.
Spaghetti unfortunately pulls out an air and does not get back from it in time to get away from Astronaut's ground pound. He's still alive though, no matter how ready he is. Lucian has a fairly formidable amount of defense with Sig. However, the Sarah is going to do it.
Does Astronaut not like does not like the Sky Kill Box, or like is there a reason that in any of those he didn't go for a recovery or a ground pound or a nair? Instead, he just wants those Sarah kills, and I think to a degree Spaghetti's kind of registered that and knows that if he can just avoid the Sarah, recognize the timing, Astronaut likes to kind of push the Sarah into him. If he can get past it, he'll be able to survive the kill combo. Oh
man, maybe Astronaut likes Twilight strats. Maybe he wants to be Twilight. Twilight doesn't play a Tori though, and Twilight does use his fair share of dares when he needs to. Astronaut though, this time he's got a spear. Both players in the red. It's looking very, very close now. It is only a best of 3, so Spaghetti's got to get this if he wants to stay in top bracket. Ooh, gets hit by the downlight Sarah. Astronaut with the unarmed Sarah is going to close it off, and he takes the set.
He ends up picking up the Sarah at the very end. A lot of damage pushed out, but Spaghetti, he had a pretty solid showing. Those guns were starting to do work. If he was able to get his footing with those guns a little bit earlier on, I think we would have seen a very different set come out between the two guys.
Well, unfortunately, that is not what happened, and Astronaut took it away. He took that first game really dominantly, and Spaghetti, you know, he put up a good fight. Maybe we'll see him put up a better fight in the future. But we're going to be moving up into the next match, which is going to be something.
It's going to be something. I saw Post Up like hop in for a half second. I didn't know if maybe he
like he was
really
just trying
wants to go in.
Get the lobby real quick. Links is playing
Tavi?
against Tavi. Neat.
What do you know about these guys?
Tavi is on Discord a lot. That's all I know.
That's the thing. Yeah, you recognize him from Discord. I've seen him in Twitch chats. I actually have never really seen Tavi play, but we're seeing Lynx is going to be locking in that Wushang, and Tavi will be on the Val. Got gauntlets.
Gauntlets? That's a nice Val. It's a pink Val.
That is a pink Val versus the Sunset Wushang.
People don't use the pink color enough. I love the pink color.
Sunset's better.
I like
Sunset's
sunset,
better.
but pink is very pink.
Look, I know she's your favorite artist, but really Sunset's better. We're seeing the border wars. Lynx has the diamond, Tabby has the plat, and that does not bode well. But like you were saying, you cannot let that deter you. And as time progresses, those borders will become less and less important. But we're gonna start off. Tabby, first one to get a hit, first one to pick up a weapon, and he gets a nice sidelight to punish the weapon pickup.
And a lot of sidelights coming out from Tabby. It looks like he's trying to use that to basically get in on Lynx whenever he can, but he hasn't been connecting anything else. Lynx, on the other hand, going for some fancy gauntlets. Gets a nice chase shot in the air, which is something we've been seeing a lot on gauntlets lately. Shout out to Egg Soup. Seems like he's gotten that really popularized because I didn't see it a lot with players before then. Lynx putting down the pressure, the aggressive, the side sig. But can he get the kill?
Tabby running out of options, and that will be it. First stock taken off by Lynx. Just some solid gauntlet play is all he really needed. But now he's going to the sword as he downlights right into the mine toss for Tabby. And we're seeing Lynx. Lynx likes to throw that spear. He likes to go for the weapon tosses. Use that extended hitbox. Tabby tries to take a page out of his book and go for a sword weapon toss. But once again, Lynx back to those throws.
A lot of throws coming out, basically trying to prevent his opponent from getting in proper approaches. He did overthrow his weapon away. He got a little bit punished for that, but now he's got his gauntlets back. He's got some bombs. He's got unarmed.
Oh.
He's going to be able to get the kill here. The down sig's not going to do it. I think he expected Tabby to recover low, but instead he recovered high. The downlight Sarah, however, still not going to do it. Anything. He's throwing all of his weapons up the...
Nice!
What?
Gravity cancel down heavy right into the gauntlet toss. Will redirect the force down. Wasn't necessary. Tabby would have been sent flying regardless, but I think there's just a nice little bit of flair for that kill as Lynx goes for the deep ground pound. Doesn't connect, but Tabby not really able to punish.
Tabby trying to get this kill right now. The neutral sig still didn't do it, and now Lynx is putting the pressure yet again. Tabby just cannot get a break to try to kill Lynx. This could be a 3-stock if he's not careful.
Well, just some missed opportunities from Tabby are really holding him back. He had a couple chances where Lynx was charging up a heavy move and went for just the wrong punish. We saw Lynx charge up the side heavy, but Tabby ends up getting a nice dare to finish off this stock. And he's going to need a whole lot more than just a single dare in order to take this game 1 back.
Oh, yeah. Lynx there getting hit out of his dodge. That's what killed him. And now he's trying to find the kill here. He's gotten multiple moves where it's just like, this is going to kill? The gravity cancel neutral say, where did that come from?
Oh, it's a thing. You know, the side air sometimes works. If Tabby had dodged down into it, there was potential for Lynx to get the downlight into the gravity cancel neutral sig, but Tabby was outside of it, was trying to get away from any sort of side air follow-ups, but the side sig will pick up Tabby, and Lynx is going to take a clean 2-0 in game 1.
Very clean, very dominating, and I'm curious to see if Tabby tries to change anything up. In the meantime, instead, we're seeing Lynx change things up. Oh, Tabby switches to core. Everyone's changing things up. What gauntlets are those?
The bear gloves.
They look nice. They look really nice.
Ones. I like it. I like the colors on those as well.
Yeah. Lynx, on the other hand, is playing Asuri, not Lynx Asuri. I don't remember the name of that Asuri.
I honestly, I don't know the name of like 80% of the skins. But we're going to be seeing Lynx and Tabby. This is going to be game 2. And Tabby, he's got his gauntlets in hand. He didn't really have any standout plays. I saw the thought processes behind a lot of his gauntlet play, but nothing major, no big gimps or anything of that sort. We're seeing him go for sidelights and just wait.
Well, don't wait too long. Lynx is putting in some good damage. Tabby did manage to mostly even it up. He's gotten him down to orange. A lot of these side airs are really connecting. Oh, the neutral sig. Lovely. But can he get a finisher here? Yes, he can!
Faces it out. Big side sig will finish it off. Tabby takes the first stock, and he's going to be clearing the board. Goes back to the gauntlets.
And Lynx.
Ooh.
On the edge. He had a very strong game 1, but struggling maybe just a little bit game 2. He looks to be a little bit better on the sword right now. Tavi, however, sticking with the gauntlets. Damage and defense is what he wants. Oh, Lynx goes for the sneaky.
Think he wanted to follow up off the sidekick?
Yes, that is exactly
that was the logic.
But Tavi dodged through it. It's okay though. Lynx managed to get a side air, and they're actually mostly evened up now. The difference lead that Tavi had mostly dissipated at this point. And Lynx, ooh, getting some nice guitar strings.
Going for the weapon toss setups, but Tavi with this hammer play gets a nice scoop, and that side air will keep Lynx off of the weaponry. He wants to go for the Mafia. He's tried to go for it twice. Now he knows it. He's starting to fish for neutral sigs. He knows Lynx is close to kill range, and just that Russian Mafia drop will be the thing.
Oh! That saved him?
Not gonna work that time. Not gonna work that time.
It saved him.
It saved him.
It's okay. Recovery makes it work. It was a nice play, but it's not quite gonna work out when you do it like that.
Oh, Tavi bombs himself. Needs to get this kill off of Lynx. Is he trying to set up the meteor, like go for a spike wall into the sidelight? Doesn't need it. Picks up the neutral heavy. He's gonna clear the board. Go back to the gauntlets.
Ooh, goes for a side light after the neutral light. Isn't quite gonna get it. Oh, a nice little guitar string coming out here. Using unarmed just a little bit with weapon pickups. Down sig, gravity canceled. Tavi in a bad position. He's gonna need to turn it around, which he can do. We've seen him do it in this game with the core, but not if he keeps fishing like this. Lynx is just using down sigs.
Tavi! He's struggling. There was an opportunity that mine was on the field. This is his chance.
Oh!
That is it! Tavi takes it!
Tavi! Lynx, where were your options?
Ricky Ticky Tavi. Game 2 goes his way. Lynx gets taken down by the gauntlet play. Didn't have the jumps.
Look at the damage numbers. He did 150 less damage.
And we're seeing Lynx goes to the Hattori. He's going to have more throw options if that's what he's looking for. We saw him kind of go for that with the guitars, right? He went for the throw into like a downlight pickup combo. We saw him do it with the spear, and now he's got Hattori. So he'll have that spear and potentially sword pickup stuff if he wants to.
If he wants to. We'll see. We're going to Great Hall. You know, I mean, he could do like a 0 to death, but we haven't seen very much of that. Lynx gets himself a spear. Let's see how his spear is.
Throws into the neutral light. That was like the Crocky special for a while there. Ooh. But he's going to be going to the sword now. And the downlight comes out faster than the hammer downlight, so Tavi ends up getting punished for it. And Lynx is just fishing for these neutral sigs. Tavi really not punishing.
Lynx is actually pulling out a lot of different options here, and he's gotten good success with all
no
of them.
dare!
Tavi, was that a dare attempt?
No, he just threw out a nair instead. I would have loved to have seen a dare. He would have survived had he gone for it, but instead he threw out a nair.
I have to imagine it was a dare attempt. Like a nair.
You know how controllers and keyboards work, right? Like that.
I'm aware,
opposite directions.
But I've heard people who try to use like nairs and then do dares. Well, I've seen it in the flesh.
He gets through.
Tavi almost gets hard gimped by Lynx. But whatever the case right now, this match is looking very different. Lynx is taking the lead yet again. In a commanding
he jumps into the neutral sig. Tavi is struggling against this Hattori pick. The swordplay just kind of covering too many options for Tavi. Tavi, he's going to pick up the hammer again and pick
neutral sig. It was so good. Hitting it on the tip of the hitbox. Tavi gets knocked out yet again, and this could almost be a 3-stock if the pace is right. Downlight dare into downlight dare. Extremely successful. Reading out Tavi's movements. Tavi just can't do anything right now.
Nice side sig to punish the spot dodge. Will be keeping him out of the 3-stock zone, but Tavi needs so many things. Just all of the things. Anything that he needs, he needs it.
Lynx rattling a little bit. Maybe he wants that weapon, but he doesn't want to chase too hard for it. Lynx Ooh, Tabby getting a nice little string. Lynx is looking for
Dead.
the kill. Down like gravity cancel.
Dead.
Neutral Sig
Dead.
is gonna do it.
Dead.
The
Gravity
egg
cancel
special.
dead.
The egg special. Crack a couple omelets. Stick some cheese in there. Put it in the oven. This is special.
Is that how you make eggs?
That's a way to make eggs. You got a little
You crack
egg pie.
omelets. You crack omelets and put some cheese in it.
No, you crack the eggs for the omelet. You make an omelet, but then if you stick it in the oven, you get a nice little crispiness at the top. Add some herbs on top. Oh, it's good. It's good. It's not a traditional egg, but that's why it's the egg special. Traditional egg is boring. Mix your eggs in a frying pan. You want to do scramble? That's okay. You scramble it in there. You want to do an omelet? Okay, you put some toppings and you fold it. Meh. You hear me? You want to get like an egg cake, an egg pie. That's what the oven's for.
You think about eggs way too much.
Egg is a very versatile cooking substance, and I've used eggs a lot, and I cook. So yes, I like to think about eggs.
I was just gonna
not
let
a
you.
fan of
I was
my
gonna
egg.
let you keep going. I was just curious how long you're gonna keep that going.
Like my eggs. Eggs are delicious.
Well, unfortunately, the eggs have hatched as we see two dragons on the field. It is gonna be Hexerect back on the Ragnir and Excalibran on a Ragnir of his own. No sword, no Excalibur here to
Not quite, but I don't know. Maybe he's done it in the past. Maybe he'll pull out a sword anyway. He'll take his guitars and then like he'll take his axe and using the guitars he'll cut off like the blades of the axe and it'll become a sword. That's how that works, right?
I mean, like I was gonna let you ramble about eggs. The axe thing, like no.
No?
Just no.
You can totally do that.
Just no. Hexerect doesn't care about sword or axe. He's a guitar player. We've seen his guitar plays. It's been absolutely fantastic. On the other side, Excalibran, haven't really seen a whole lot from his weapon set as he is just now picking up a weapon. It's gonna be the axe, but he did a great job in that unarmed play, not really getting caught out by the guitars, not really getting too demolished by the weapon control, as he's got Hexerect in a bad spot, but
man.
the dares don't connect.
Yeah, he was basically he baited Hexeract into following him down into the King's Pass shenanigans area. Hexeract followed him down, but he was also watching out for those dares, and he did a pretty good job. He avoided the ground pound too, almost punished Hexeract really well, but he never ended up following with the recovery, and now both players are sort of basically back on stage. Neutral Sig is going to do it. Hexeract is going to go to the other side. He does not want to get caught in that shenanigans area when he's in a bad spot. I thought the mine was going to get thrown down. It could have done some good pressure there. Instead, he just sort of throws it onto the top platform.
Might have been a slight mistake on that throw. Maybe didn't really register that he had that left movement. But the down sig to read the gravity cancel side sig from Excalibran ends up connecting onto Hexerect and sends him off the mat. I know we were kind of criticizing the down sig a second ago, but that's one of the nicest ways I've ever seen that used.
That is the first time I've ever seen that used in not an edge guard situation that has had good success. I mean, besides just sort of spamming it on the ground and hoping it connects, that was just a solid play on his part. And Excalibran sort of showing off his prowess with Ragnar. He's saying, Hexeract wants to play Ragnar? Nah, I got it too. Side Sig is not going to do it because it bounces him off of the King's Pass platform. Not dead yet. And he's putting down the damage on Hexeract.
He is running wild right now. Goes for another gravity cancel down sig. This time Hexeract is not going to be jumping into it. Instead, waits it out, gets a nice side air to punish it, and Excalibran once again is unarmed, and Hexeract tries to go for the weapon control, but Excalibran just plays it so safe against Hexeract. Doesn't really dive in, forcing the weapon pickup. Instead, he just kind of waits it out, waits for his opportunity to pick it up, and things like that are the reason why he's got a decent health advantage right now.
Ooh, Excalibur. A ground pound sending Hexeract up. Not an option I would have seen, but one that worked quite successfully for Excalibur. And Hexeract, he's in a bad spot. He's trying not to die. He wants to go down in that shenanigans area to punish Excalibur, but it hasn't worked out in the past so far. So he's pretty hesitant. Gets a nice Sair. Follow-ups. Ooh, the ground pound just is not working out for him. Excalibur goes too deep!
Hexeract! How? What?
Excalibur, what are you doing? Hexeract gets a free stock from Excalibur, and I mean Excalibur can very easily even this up with a quick hit here, but it's gonna be tough. Hexeract is putting it down all the damage he can. He's gonna use this lead to its fullest potential. He almost lands that dare. Excalibur lands his own dare, and now Excalibur's in the orange. The game has completely turned around.
Excalibur, he took that stock, put it in a nice package, wrapped it up, put a bow on it, and gave that away to Hexeract. And then he came back and really struggled to take off the stock. He's in the orange. He just seems to have kind of rocked his own self after that SD.
Oh yeah, it definitely looks like Excalibur is finding himself in a bad position, and he's using it by saying, hey, if I can't win in the damage, I'm just going to try to gimp him. And it's working! It's working! Hexeract gets knocked out from game 1. Excalibur with the comeback.
I wouldn't necessarily say that was a comeback. That was it was a lead from him, and then he kind of threw the lead a little bit, and then he ended up cleaning it up. It was a little bit of a controlled throw from Excalibur. It's gonna be interesting to what happens here in the second game. I would not be surprised to see Hexeract switch back to the Asuri, and Excalibur. I don't know. I liked his plays. I'd like to see slightly less gravity against the down six. We saw one successful one, but if he's reading too hard with it, it's gonna be a little bit punishing. I'd like to see him actually switch characters, to be completely honest. But Hexeract's gonna be going in with a Ragnir.
I honestly expected both of them to switch characters. Hexeract, I guess, it doesn't feel like he needed it. Excalibur won the last match. I thought he had a really solid Ragnir. His main mistake was making that Z, but I guess he wants to switch to Roland anyway. Hexeract.
There's the switches.
Must have thought that Excalibur would go with the Ragnir, decides, hey, alright, I guess I can switch too. I'll switch to Asuri if you're going to do Roland. Which is pretty fair, considering Hexeract was the one who lost that match. You know, he can make a counter pick.
I don't know the rules. Sure.
I'm just
I'm not sure who has to lock in first.
Traditional rules. I don't know about like official rules.
That's fair. I think, yeah, generally speaking, the rule is whoever won has to lock in first. Excalibur might have been picking the Roland as a counter pick to the Ragnir that Hexeract had just a second ago locked in. But regardless, Excalibur is now on the Roland, Hexeract on the Asuri, and Excalibur's making this lance play work. Just spacing out the dare approaches, picking up some side light and air, side light recoveries.
He's making it work. I think he went for a throw follow-up. That didn't quite work, but now he's got a sword. I don't doubt his ability to use the sword effectively, but he hasn't quite done a whole lot. He is using a lot of these spares.
That is the third neutral stick thrown out from Excalibur, and it will be getting punished. Excalibur, I know it's Roland. I know his signatures are styling, but like, what?
Well, okay. Besides styling, as far as frame data goes, I would argue to say Roland has one of the best signature kits in the game. But you gotta
not hitting with any
you
of them.
gotta use them. Like, you can't just throw them out and think frame data is gonna make your opponent come to you. That's not how frame data works, man.
If there was a punish concept he had, I am not seeing it. Hexeract was finding the openings. Excalibur throughout the neutral six. Hexeract just stayed low.
He went for another neutral sig.
He's going for more.
Another neutral sig.
He just wants a neutral sig for whatever reason. This is not Winnie the Pooh home run derby, my man. Like, you cannot just be swinging for the fences constantly.
Oh, he goes for an unarmed Sair. Hexeract follows up with a downlight. He does finally manage to get the kill on Hexeract and immediately celebrates with what did he celebrate with?
I'm gonna stab in the dark. Neutral sig? Was it?
How
was it
on
a neutral
earth
stick?
did you guess? He likes the neutral sig.
Well, unfortunately, Excalibrand does not have a sword, cannot continue on with the neutral 6 celebration. Hexerac, though, is struggling to finish off the stock of Excalibrand. We're seeing him kind of try to dive in. There's a nice down sig to punish the neutral light from Excalibrand, but regardless, Hexerac, he needs to get a little bit more effectiveness on those kills.
He really does. Excalibrand trying to get a weapon here. He didn't pick that up. He didn't pick that one up either. It looks like he's in a bad spot and he's trying to get the weapon, but then he's not getting it, you know?
But he's also not really getting caught by the nairs and recoveries from Hexerac. That nair from Excalibrand will be giving him the room that he needs, and he's got the sword in hand, so expect neutral sigs.
Well, it does go for a side air there. He's going for side airs. No more neutral sigs. It's a possibility. He tries to go for down light there, but of course the dare's going to beat it out. Trying to get an approach here. He's not big when it comes to these sword approaches. He likes standing there and using signatures, trying to get read-ins on Hexeract, and it's not working. Oh, there's a neutral sig. You know, I'm gonna say something about the neutral sig. Against Katars like to approach with dares, right? And that neutral sig hits in the dare angle. So I think that's what Excalibrand's going for. But
I get the concept.
He isn't taking
I get the concept. I'm just saying it's so off the mark in execution, in my opinion. It's just kind of throwing out neutral sigs for the sake of throwing out neutral sigs. To a degree, it might be a mind game of just trying to condition Hexerac to stay on the ground and play grounded so that he can get those neutral lights and those down sigs. Side air not going to finish it off for Hexerac. But at the same time, like, I guess it's working out as Excalibrand does have the stock advantage over Hexerac. Nice recovery pickup.
Gonna do it. Also, I'd like to point out Excalibrand's attempts to use neutral light and down sig solely for like on the stage edge guarding. Your opponent is gonna find a way through that. And Hexerac, all he had to do was wait. He knew exactly what pace Excalibrand was gonna use those at, and just punish with a Sair. It wasn't even hard.
No, there's too many hitboxes. How do you do it?
Excalibrand, again, a lot of standing attacks. Like the neutral sig when Hexerac is like down. I don't know what the deal is. He does manage to take that second game though, and he's gonna move on up.
That will be game 2 going the way of Excalibrand. At this point, I know I was saying maybe he should switch characters, but I liked watching the Ragnir a little bit more than that roll and play. That roll and play was kind of just goofy. It almost felt kind of like a bot. No offense to him, but it's just kind of like he had one thing in mind, and that thing was neutral sig.
Well, I mean, I think the neutral sig connected like 2 or 3 times. Whatever the case. Moving on up, I see Scythe. I see Astronaut. Second game of winners quarters, Scythe versus Astronaut. You know what? I feel like I haven't seen Scythe in a while in a tournament.
He's aggressive though. I don't know. I've seen Scythe around. He talks a lot in the PCS Discord, as well as the fact that I've fought him in ranked. I actually haven't fought his Jala. I fought his Lucian, and I was able to take down his Lucian, but I have not seen his Jala. You know, interesting pick. It's got the axe, it's got the sword, it's got 3 defense, and if Astronaut gets that spear, he's going to be able to space out the sword. He's going to have about a 50-50 matchup against the axe, and he will potentially have those insane mix-ups that we saw earlier on with Astronaut's spear. I love Astronaut's spear. Did I say that? I think Astronaut's got just an insane spear.
I think you said that, but right now, Astronaut doesn't have a spear. He has a sword. And Scythe using Jala's axe to great effect. Has he taken any damage? I don't think so. Is he to death? No, not quite. Astronaut gets his hand on the spear. You know, maybe it's time to show Duke what you're made of. When it comes to this spear, he's doing it. He hasn't gotten hit either. Both these players seem to like play off of these streaks. All right, Astronaut.
He was getting taps onto Astronaut, gets a nice downlight side air. Sorry, taps onto Scythe, excuse me. But he gets caught by the recovery from Scythe. You've got to respect that giant hitbox as it moves forward. But now that Scythe is unarmed, Astronaut has a little bit more aggressive options. Picks up the dare, needs a ground pound, goes too early, doesn't wait out the options from Scythe. And instead, now it's an unarmed v unarmed. And they're going to both back up, pick up weaponry.
Scythe and Astronaut, both of these relatively low defense characters, trying to find their kill here. Scythe is going to do it off the top of the stage with a with a Nair on sword.
But Astronaut comes back, picks up a
Downlight
downlight,
Seer.
picks up a Sair. That will
That
finish
he
it off.
goes too.
Stocks have been evened up. Got the spear. He's got the spear. He gets a dare. I'm not seeing a whole lot of neutralites coming out from Astronaut. Instead, it seems like he didn't read the most recent patch notes and just wants to play that sidelight.
Oh, Scythe. He's looking for unarmed here. I mean, maybe he's waiting for a weapon, but oh, there it is. He gets the axe. Now he's using these downlights to try to stop Astronaut from approaching in the air.
Downlight Sairs, though, again from Astronaut. Neutralite to punish the recoveries. Scythe gets past, but he took so much damage just from that little engagement. And a weapon toss into a dare. Scythe doesn't have it. Stock taken. That was a clean play. I haven't seen anything like that. Usually it's the weapon toss into a ground pound. Sometimes it's a jump ground pound to kind of mix it up, but never a weapon toss dare.
Yeah, it works really well for Astronaut. He knew what he was doing, and now Scythe is the one down a stock. He needs to get a kill quick. The 7 damage is gonna help, but he's got to land those things. The side sig the completely wrong direction is not gonna do it though. Downlight into dare. He went for a Nair. I don't know if that was just a missed input, but that was not gonna do it. I think he was looking for Astronaut bouncing off the stage, but that was not the position Astronaut was in.
Ooh, but the recovery pickup. Once more. Scythe needs to start fishing for Sairs. That dare, it would have been nice positionally, but it's not exactly going to kill. It's mostly just going to bounce Astronaut off. Unless Astronaut's in the 200 range of health, it's really not going to do anything. The recovery will, though, as it gets past, bumps Astronaut's head and sends him down. And Scythe, once again, sticking with the axe. He is playing very safe, super respecting the air potential.
Downlight side air is going to do it. Dead and dead. Scythe, he's got to change things up if he wants to win this next match, I think. Well, let's see what he's going to do.
I don't know what Scythe has in store. Like I said, I fought his Lucian, so he's got potential with that character.
Oh, there's Hattori.
Okay, he's going to go Hattori. It's going to be Hattori versus Hattori. They're both in the same clan?
Yes. Did you just realize that?
Yeah, that's why I said it.
Did you say it?
I just said it as
I said
you asked it.
All right, we're on the same page. I guess they're both very adamant about showing that they're aggressive players. They don't want to. I mean, they don't want to be called Perry. You know? Are you gonna call him Perry?
Clan tag,
it must be true.
It can't not be true, right?
And Astronaut being aggressive, sticking to the name, getting a nice set of spear combos. Astronaut is trying to zone Scythe out, not letting him pick up this weapon. Scythe succeeds, however, picks up a sword, and I'm interested to see how Scythe's Hattori is.
Well, he is getting some solid downlight play, but the weapon toss into a pickup dare with the spear is so effective. The side air. Scythe hasn't touched a wall in forever. That will be it, though, as he goes
Astronaut
and turns it around.
Oh,
but he saves him with the recovery.
Oh, it was definitely close. I don't know if Astronaut had his dodge in time there. It was getting up there though, and it's very possible.
I think Astronaut would have gotten the wall touch, but the recovery just guaranteed the save.
Guaranteed. Or your money back. Astronaut does get the kill on Scythe, however, and now Scythe's gotta figure out a way to quickly finish him off. The ground pound, is a good option. Doesn't quite do it. Recovery will do it. If one helicopter does not succeed, flip it over.
Try again. A Scythe gets a weapon toss into a pickup in there, but Astronaut has he's got mines in his court, and there are no weapons on the board. Scythe is a bomb there, but instead he wants to go over a ground pound, and we've got sword versus sword now.
I mean, Scythe looked like he was doing a punish, making sure that if Astronaut tried to punish him for getting that bomb, he was going to punish him in return. Astronaut didn't even bother. Downlight, recovery, not going to kill. He doesn't do a Nair recovery, which might have done it, but whatever the case. Not going to do it. Downlight Sair, however. He has put down the damage on Scythe. Scythe's going to respond in full force.
Out more, though. Nice neutral light to punish the recovery. Another Sair. Needs more. That Sair
That's
will
it.
finish it off. Astronaut takes the stock advantage, but once again, he's in the red. Can very easily be evened up, especially with that bomb on the field.
Well,
Ooh, that
Scythe's
was
not even
close.
going to bother with the bomb.
It was close.
It was close, but it wasn't quite Cigar. And Scythe gets himself a sword instead. I think Scythe feels a little bit more comfortable on the sword, but Astronaut keeps doing these down light air resets. It's so hard to go up against that. Side air follow up, not quite. He's gonna allow Astronaut back on stage, but immediately punished with the down light stare. He needs to kill. Oh, he goes for a gravity cancel, but not quite gonna work out either.
There's a gravity cancel neutral. Astronaut not taking advantage of the fact that Scythe had no dodges, instead wanted to just kind of cover that corner with the neutral lights. It didn't quite work out the same way as
Neutral
when he
Sig
does
gets
it with the sword.
interrupted mid-air with the side air. Very clever by Astronaut, and he does finally get knocked out with the Sair into the stage, but he's got Scythe in like the dark. In the dark is like red, but it's not dark red.
He's getting close to kill range if he's not already. Astronaut might need a little bit more than just one nair to finish it off, though. Scythe recovers low, ends up getting back, gets a nice sidelight to punish the recovery. If he can get the gimp, no, Astronaut with that nair just gives himself enough breathing room, and this weapon toss dare, Astronaut takes game 2.
Yeah, Scythe knew he needed a quick gimp if he wanted to finish off the game, if he wanted to get that game on his side, but of course, if you try to gimp someone, you're just going to put yourself in a bad position too, and Astronaut at the end of the day had the damage lead, and he won that and the set, and he's going to be moving on up. Right now, we're going to see Arkosh versus Post Up. I could not tell you who's going to win this game.
Well, I could put my predictions out, but generally anything I say is wrong. So
Yeah.
good luck to both of these guys, as Post Up is not going to be messing around with the Koji. Instead, he's going straight into the Ember. We've seen his Ember have some pretty solid success. On the other side, Arkosh, generally of the team Arkosh and Jelly, I don't really see a whole lot of Arkosh without the Jellyfish. Honestly, I don't see him a lot in 1v1s, and when I do, it's usually the Azoth. I know he's been playing a lot of Bodvar of late. He played it in the most recent 2v2 that I saw him in, but I don't know. I don't know how I feel about Arkosh on his own. It's weird. It's like seeing salt without the pepper. I'm talking about the duo, not the ingredients.
But aren't the ingredients a duo?
I'm talking about the musical duo, though. All right.
Oh, I have no idea. I like the ingredients.
Are you kidding? You don't know about salt and
I
pepper?
don't know if you understand this, but I like to cook, so I hear salt and pepper. I'm just like ingredients.
You don't know about you serious? Okay. All right.
Arkosh, however, has taken a substantial amount of damage. Both of these players seem really even. Post Up may have taken a little bit less, but he also has a 3 defense. I did say I don't know who's going to win this match, and these players are doing really well. Arkosh, however, gets the really nice jump match side air for the kill.
Ends up taking down the stock lead, but he hasn't really been able to take advantage of this stock. There is enough damage that, you know, he's not going to be completely fresh stock to a fresh stock if he gets taken down right now, as Post Up is struggling to get a finishing blow. That recovery is not going to be the finishing blow. Instead, he's going to wait around, wait for Arkosh to come back down, and then try to find something else. He wants a recovery pickup from the look of it.
The sidelight on Arkosh sent him flying. Arkosh must have taken so much damage. Downsig is gonna rocket him away. It is blasted off again. Did you get that one? It was a little subtle.
I got it. It's just I'm not gonna engage on that one.
Okay,
I'm gonna let that one.
Fine then.
I'm gonna let that one rock itself. All right. As Post Up with this guitar play has been able to trade out pretty evenly. They're staying so close in the damages. But Arkosh right now, he's got the damage deficit, but he's got the defense enough that Post Up really gets rocked every time Arkosh gets a big string. Nice down sig. Gonna stick with the guitars. Wait for it. No punish on the landing.
He is being patient when it comes to Arkosh coming back on stage. Maybe a little bit too patient. Basically not doing a very good job with aggressive edge guarding. The recovery, however, still not going to kill. Arkosh is taking so much damage now. Both these players in the red on the second stock. It is such a close game. Arkosh manages to get
picks
the
up
kill.
the downlight side air. It's just that slight defense advantage. Post Up is struggling to finish off Arkosh, whereas Arkosh, he just needs one consistent string, usually from about mid-stage, and it sends Post Up flying.
If Arkosh wins this match, I would not be surprised if he did less damage than Post Up. Post Up is just keeps hitting Arkosh, and Arkosh keeps living!
Well, Post Up's just getting kind of bad positions on his hits. That recovery is going to work out. But we just saw right there, he went from the right side of the platform to the far left kill box. That's not far enough. Post Up, he needs to position a little bit better so that when he's killing, when he's going for these recoveries, it's high in the sky and not at the bottom of the stage. As the trades are not working out in Post Up's favor. This time, Arkosh is winning out.
He is winning out, but Post Up quickly recovers. Manages to get a quick turnaround. No! Post Up manages to survive. Dangerous. Shout out to the bomb nerf from ages ago.
He threw away the bomb. He gets the ground pound. Post Up takes the first game.
Wow. He did like 100 more damage than him, and it was very close.
That was insanely close. I'm surprised Post Up went for the weapon toss, didn't want to stick with that bow, but it ended up working out. He ends up picking up the faster ground pound for it, gets the unarmed ground pound onto Arkosh, and we're going into game 2 on Twilight.
2-1 brawl.
What are we gonna see here? I cannot stress how close these games are. Post Up gets himself a weapon. I also can't stress how good these Katars are, because it's constantly mixing up the options where every option is good. You'll see some players who try to go for crazy mix-ups, but it's like, that's not really optimal. He'll do some things, and at that point, you're just trying to be crazy. You're being crazy, and there's a difference between crazy and mix-ups. Crazy just means that no one can predict you, but you're also not getting the hits. Post Up gets the hits like every time, and he's getting the mix-ups.
He must listen to a lot of Gnarls Barkley.
I don't get that reference either.
God, Creed! What, like... Come on! Give me something! Like, I get your references, but come on!
I'm just a disappointment.
Arkosh with these Saracens. Post Up off the stage. Post Up wanted the gift, but the weapon toss, and he knows it. Gravity cancel taunt.
Gets hard punished for trying to get the follow-up on Arkosh, but Arkosh is in the red. Easily can kill him. Unarmed stare, almost does it. He goes for the bomb play to try to stop Arkosh from coming back, but Arkosh says, no, I'm just going to go around. That bomb had a weird angle.
It bounced around inside of that needle hole, but Post Up on the right side, no weapon, or no weapon options here as far as kills go. He gets a side air, not enough. Bomb toss goes high, but Arkosh has so many options. He can just go to the soft platform, and he's completely fine. Post Up finally gets the kill with the side air. He's taking a little bit of damage, but he's got the weapon control now.
Which is a huge theme throughout this matchup. In the last match, or in the last game, I should say, Post Up lost his stock before Arkosh every time and took a little bit of damage before he manages to even up every time. Like, it's textbook now. Arkosh.
But this time, Arkosh has a decent lead. Usually, it's trading back and forth. Post Up is in the red when Arkosh is in the red, but Arkosh just kind of gets the finishing blow slightly ahead. There's some solid trading, gets them both into the orange, but Post Up, once again, a little bit more damage on him.
Ground pound, no follow-up, expecting one, but I guess Post Up didn't want to even bother, because ground pound has a lot of good priority. Didn't see a need, gets a neutral sig, he's going for a kill here.
Fine. I
mean, if fate is any regard for what's about to happen, Arkosh is going to get the kill first, and then Post Up is going to take a little bit of damage, and then he's going to kill Arkosh.
Well, he's got the sword. Post Up, he's got the guitars, he's got positioning. If he could catch the Sair, it would have been fantastic, but he can't quite do it. Now he's switching it up to the bow. The Nair will finish it off, and this is the first time we've really seen Post Up with a stock advantage in this set.
Yeah, and
Arkosh comes back, immediately trades it out.
Long-lived at all. Arkosh and Post Up, last stock, completely even. Anybody's game. Just both of these players showing immense skill. Arkosh, of course. Arkosh, did we ever talk about the fact that Arkosh isn't playing Azoth?
I did say that. I'm used to seeing it, but he's been playing Bodvar a lot lately.
He has been playing Bodvar. I question what would happen in this game if he had decided to switch it up to Bow Axe, which, I mean, is just completely different. Because right now, he and Post Up are just dead even. Recovery, however, is going to make.
If he hasn't really been playing Azoth, it just might not be a comfortable pick. He might actually have a little bit less success just due to the fact that he's not warm on the Aza.
I can't disagree with that at all. Yet again, Arkosh gets a damage lead, but
Done.
I was gonna say
Weapon
Post-Up
toss.
was making it close, but he jumps into the weapon toss.
That will be game 2, go in the way of Arkosh. And we're not seeing the huge damage difference that we saw in the first game. Post-Up had about 100 difference between
He did.
his opponent.
I mean, this time it was
and him.
50, but
Yeah.
Arkosh still did less damage. Still.
And Post-Up recognizes it. He wants something with a little bit more kill potential. And by a little bit more kill potential, I mean a little bit more survivability. As he's going to be switching to the Asuri with a little bit more defense and actually sacrificing some force for that.
1 brawl.
Well, whatever the case, Arkosh does not pick up that weapon. I think he might have tried, but there's a... While it's basically trying to spawn, there's a little bit of point where you actually can't pick it up, and I think Arkosh was stuck in that moment. Whatever the case, both players end up getting their weapon, and Post-Up, he's got the Katars on Asuri. I don't know how much sword we're actually going to see, but Katars.
Tars. Post-Up has really not been able to do a lot with it. There's the first approach that he connects with, and he punishes the spot
my
dodge in a
God.
fantastic fashion.
It's so good. Post-Up making good use of this higher dex, and holy cow, this doesn't even look close anymore. Downlight
Dead.
recovery
Dead.
is not even close. Post-Up, where was the Asuri at the start? He's got the defense now. He's got the dexterity now. This is all he needed. I don't know where this idea that washed players use Asuri came from, but this is not washed. It came from
Well, Arkosh is the one looking a little bit washed here. In this game 3, Post-Up with the sword now goes for a dare ground pound. Wanted that Gimp potential, but Arkosh just goes high.
no.
Post-Up
Oh,
doesn't have a
no.
lot of options here, but he's got enough.
Takes it back. Arkosh does not put in the huge punish to try to take care of Post-Up while he doesn't have options.
Post-Up, sorry, Arkosh is actually playing floaty above Post-Up, maybe looking for a hammer dare of some sort, but ends up throwing it away. He's going to go back to the sword and hasn't really been able to punish these approaches from Post-Up. Post-Up, I mean, I don't want to say it's like generic Qatar approaches because it's very, very mix-uppy, but at the same time, you've got to expect the dare approaches. You've got to punish the dare approaches, and Arkosh really isn't successful with it.
Yeah, Arkosh, I think he's got the right idea a little bit. He's trying to play a little bit more flow. Oh my god. That's salt talk.
Is he salty?
I think he's salty.
Is
I
this
think he's
Arkosh
salty.
being salty?
He does seem like a substantial change in play. Arkosh, in the past few games, has played pretty grounded, played pretty aggressive. He seems to be trying to take his time a little bit more now. Going for these jump dares. Oh my god, gets punished with the recovery. Post-Up
missed.
saves him? Maybe
No,
not
I think he
with
would
the
have
neutral
survived,
sig.
but the neutral sig will take it down. Arkosh is basically a full stock behind Post-Up at this point. He's going to need something just ginormous, and Hammer has potential. He really hasn't been using his hammer to great effect, and he's getting caught by dares every time he tries to go for an air to punish this aerial play from Post-Up. Oh. Oh. Just ouch. I feel your pain, Arkosh, right now.
I feel Post-Up's excitement. Arkosh getting a nice side air. He's trying to finish Post-Up up. He desperately wants this kill. Post-Up's not going to give it to him. Down leg, gravity cancel down light, dare, edge guard position, doesn't quite get it. Arkosh makes it back on stage. Both of these players are in the red, but the difference is a stock. Downlight recovery.
Post-Up, not
Okay,
enough. Arkosh
Side air's
is dead.
gonna do it.
Post-Up takes down Arkosh and is going to be continuing on, showing why he got second place in the last Monday Night Brawl. He's got fantastic guitar play, is able to punish the dodges, get some solid resets, and has just approaches that nobody is ready for right now.
And certainly not the lads, or at the very least, not Arkosh. He's going to move down into the lower bracket. Arkosh is a very strong player. I wouldn't be surprised if we see him again in the future, but not right now. Right now, Post-Up is going to move on up, and I believe we're ready to go to winners semis. Whatever that is.
Did we see Wrenched versus Lynx?
No, we saw Lynx against Tabby. Okay, we're not ready to go to winter semis. I don't know what I'm talking about. We're gonna watch Wrench versus Lynx. And Wrenched or Wrench D? Which do you prefer, Wrenched or Wrench D?
I assume he just forgot to press the E on his keyboard, or maybe that's just how he likes to type, because it says wrenched got benched. That's just like
Wrenched.
wording properly, so I'm assuming it's wrenched and not him going wrenched-y, I don't, whatever. You got it. You get the reference. Just nod your head and say, yeah, like that thing. Okay.
I am currently nodding my head.
Have you never had a conversation like that where like someone says something and you know they don't know what they're talking about, but you just nod your head so that they feel better?
Welcome to society.
That's what's happening right now. That's what this is.
You always nod your head. I mean, whatever the case, Wrench D got Bench D. Yep, Bench D. That's correct, right?
I believe that is the proper statement. But we are going to be waiting on Lynx. We saw the Asuri come out from Lynx. What do you expect out of Wrench D?
I feel like I should know the answer to this question. I feel like I've seen Wrenched play before. I don't remember.
Just name a character.
Ragnar.
I do not expect a Ragnar from Wrenched. At this point, it's weird. There's a lot of people who have had success, or actually, no, not a lot of people. Really, we've only seen about 1.5 people have success
there
with
it is.
the Ragnar. But Wrenched he's on the assert.
He heard us,
He answers
right?
it for us. Yeah.
Yep. He was like, they want to know what character I'm playing? Here's what character I'm playing. I'm playing Asuri. It's level 53. He's played Asuri before.
That's why he's going to be playing Ragnar here. It's all a hot bait. He's waiting for Lynx so that he can switch for the Ragnar.
Oh, yes.
But regardless, that very heavily would imply that there's going to be some Qatar play. Generally speaking, that's what Asuris tend towards, is that Qatar play, where they have the sword as a nice backup, but it's about the Qatars.
Someone's telling me I casted a game with Wrenched in it. I told you I've seen him before. I just forgot.
I mean, honestly, if you said, "Hey, Duke, you've casted a game of blah 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 playing this game," I'd probably be like, "Yeah," and I still don't know who that is. I have the world's worst memory.
I can agree with that. You do have the world's worst memory.
It looks like he's going to be locking in the Olgrim. He is officially locked in. He's switched 4 characters. I believe that is the minimum to say you are no longer allowed to switch.
Oh, okay.
So he has to play Olgrim now.
It's actually in the game code.
I believe that is.
They didn't put it in the patch
official
notes,
rule.
but Wrenched is now locked on Olgrim. He can do nothing. He can't even exit the game.
I think that's the rule for like forever.
Alt
It's like you
F4
are
blows
now
up his computer.
forever an
He's got to
Olgrim
play
man.
this game out. So where is Lynx?
He's trying to see if he can muster up the funds for the skin, I assume.
He's got to do it. This is his name. I'm being told I'm gonna get some. Well, oh, never mind. I thought I was getting some spaghetti and meatballs for dinner tonight, and apparently we're not.
Spaghetti's not in. He's not. Spaghetti's not playing anymore.
What about the meatballs?
Well, if they're made out of dragons.
God, jeez, Duke. Are you saying we murder Ragnar and turn him into meatballs?
Look, I don't understand why you act like that's so offensive. In the Pokemon universe, meat has to come from somewhere. Just like Pikachu's getting eaten by Charizards. Everyone acts like it's absurd. Ragnar
He's such a nice guy.
Have you ever had dragon meat? You don't know. You don't know. Maybe Taros is where they get their steaks from. You don't know. It's
don't turn Taros into a steak.
Valhalla.
You're gonna murder all of Valhalla.
Get respawned. Maybe they eat what's her face? Ember's bird.
What?
You don't know.
What did Ember's bird ever do to you?
You don't know.
It's such a nice fellow.
Hey Creed, do you know?
What do I know?
You don't know.
Because I'm not a terrible person. I'm not gonna try Ember's bow. That's why I don't know.
Not gonna try your bow. Why would you eat the bow when there's plenty of meat around?
Oh, I meant bird. Bow, bird, same thing, right?
I mean, it is on the bow neutral stick. Maybe you have to eat the bow to get the bird to come out.
I think I'll pass on eating the bow. I'll pass on eating all of it. Like please.
What are you gonna eat in Valhalla, Brawlhalla?
I don't know. Maybe I'll live a vegetarian life.
Name a vegetable in Brawlhalla.
What? What is that supposed to mean? Just because you don't see the vegetables doesn't mean they aren't there. Twilight Grove probably has apples growing from the trees.
That's being presumptuous.
Presumptuous? Are you presuming that there is no other place besides the dozen maps that we've seen in Valhalla? No gardens
All I'm saying
with food?
I'm making an assumption based on the information at hand. Based on the information at hand, there are 27 characters. Someone's getting eaten. Sorry.
Oh my God, no
We're playing
one's
Survivor. You just got voted off the island, alright?
Freaking animal cruelty. Next thing you're gonna know, you're gonna tell me to eat the humans. You want me to eat core?
No, he's probably like the only one who's non-edible aside from Azoth.
I don't know. Bone marrow can be delicious.
You'd have to like boil it and get like all of the nutrients out. But it looks like we're gonna be watching Excalibran versus Astronaut. Neither of them playing an Animalian type character. We're just gonna be seeing two humanoids, a Hattori and a Sir Roland.
Yeah, so this is semifinals. So see, I wasn't wrong. I was right the whole time. It was all a bait.
Do
What?
you murder Lynx? Is that what happens so that you could be right?
I can neither confirm nor deny.
Proper statement is you plead with.
You know, you can use whatever you want.
I
What if I
plead
told you I didn't get that reference?
beef? It's not a reference. It's just like law.
I didn't read the law.
I don't understand my rights.
Yeah, there
Wow.
you go. There we go. See, you got
Plead
it.
the fifth.
What's a right? What's a Bill of Rights?
I don't know. Bill me.
Excalibran, are you there? Knock,
Well,
knock.
It's actually no surprise to me that Excalibran is on Sir Roland. I didn't get to make the reference earlier, but Sir Roland being probably the closest thing to
Arthur.
that King Arthur type
Yes, that's his name.
area, that like region.
A medieval knight.
I don't know. You call it what you want.
What? That you asked me to call it. I don't know what it is. Although technically he's a king at this point. Which I mean, Arthur, King Arthur. Done. Excalibran, King Roland.
Okay.
So
are they struggling?
how was
with
your
that
weekend?
thing?
Wow, some weekend.
I don't remember what. Oh yeah, BCS Saturday was BCS. It's always great. Sunday, you didn't have me on your podcast because you're a butthole.
What?
So,
Look, man, you've
I
been on
played
like
ranked.
4 podcasts in a row. You gotta chill.
Damn.
People are tired of hearing you say that
Everyone knows
broken.
they watch for me to yell about how every weapon in the game is stupid.
Everything is broken.
Everything
I'm
is
like,
stupid.
every time I want to hear someone say that something is broken, I'm just like, so Duke, what do you have to say about this?
It was dumb.
Yep. Who would have guessed?
Easy. Astronaut. We're going in. It's going to be Astronaut. It's going to be Excalibran. It's going to be a Hattori versus a Roland. And it's going to be interesting. We didn't really get to see a whole lot out of Excalibran's Roland last time. He had some solid play. He had a lot of neutral sigs in particular. But other than that, nothing major. No big, like, lance plays or any major, like, sword resets. It was just kind of like sword neutral sig.
Well, maybe we'll see more sword neutral sig. Maybe we won't. I've gotta say, I think the sword neutral sig was a direct response to guitars, and Astronaut does not play guitars. So maybe we won't see it as much. Whatever the case, neutral sig coming out from Astronaut is gonna put him in a bad position, and the Cider is gonna finish it off. Takes the first stock. He's only in the yellow.
Solid spear play, and then a solid sword play with that neutral light, and like you're saying, gravity cancel, or sorry, neutral light, and then the neutral sig to follow up, and then finishing it off with the side air. And he's got such a huge lead right now against Sir Roland, who he's got so much defense behind him that it's surprising that Astronaut has this massive lead as he's pushing it further with the dare resets.
The things! Astronaut! He's putting down the pressure. It doesn't matter that Roland has all that defense. It doesn't matter that he's a knight. It doesn't matter that he's a king. Even kings can be taken down if you're a god, an astronaut, showing his godliness. If you go to space, you're immediately a god, right? As an astronaut? I'm gonna say yes. So, Excalibrand, he's doing some ground pounds. Astronaut takes out the next stock. Excalibrand needs to change it up if he wants to make sure he doesn't immediately die. Excalibrand, oh, the unarmed side air is a nice hit. Almost actually connects that mine, but doesn't quite work out. He has the lance. Manages to connect another Sair, but Astronaut's still not dead. Oh, there's the neutral sig. And Astronaut, downlight. Another downlight. Gets a sidelight follow-up. Look, I'm telling you guys, sidelight is not dead.
Dare.
Oh, Excalibrand finally gets the kill with the dare. And Excalibrand avoids the 3-stock, but he's in a tough spot.
He's not looking too hot right now as it goes for the weapon toss into a side heavy. Not the usual follow-up from the weapon toss. But actually, I don't even know why you would go for that, considering Astronaut was coming in at a fairly fresh health. But that neutral sig and the follow-up side air will finish it off. That's going to be game 1, going the way of Astronaut.
Astronaut just destroys Excalibrand. The king is dead. The queen shall rise? No, there's no queen. Okay, never mind. I wanted to see a queen.
What is Hattori is the dead
demon bride?
What? Demon bride, right?
Hattori's not dead. Her husband is dead, thanks to Koji.
The widow demon lady.
Yeah. It's okay though. So Roland is here to take her to her husband.
He's gonna have to do a lot more than what he did in game 1 to take her to her husband.
3, 2, 1, brawl.
Whatever the case, we're moving on up into the next match. Astronaut gets the first weapon thanks to the unarmed Sair he did. That's actually a nice tactic. Switches weapons up. He's preventing Excalibrand from getting a weapon, but actually he's taking a pretty decent amount of unarmed damage. Maybe he should let Excalibrand get a weapon. It's actually been nicer for him.
I'd like to see Astronaut look for a spear. I think he's just better off with the spear, and I think he's recognized that as well, as he's going to be switching up. Goes for the weapon toss. Doesn't even need to connect with the weapon toss to pick up the neutral light, and he's back to the sword. And Excalibrand going for a gravity cancel down sig. I'm surprised Astronaut didn't just go straight into the neutral sig to punish.
I'm surprised that down sig even hit Astronaut. Excalibrand basically threw it out, and it barely went through the stage. Astronaut, are you okay? Are you okay?
He's okay. Fine. It was just the hottest bait of 2016.
I mean,
weapon toss pick up there again. Astronaut loves that.
He almost finds the kill there. Neutral sig doesn't connect on Excalibrand. Both players are in the red, but then Sair is gonna do it. Astronaut yet again takes the lead.
But he is on the sword, and Excalibrand actually had some success with the unarmed against Astronaut's sword, but he's going to go back to the lance now, trying to punish some of this aerial play, trying to just get a kill move. I guess he recognizes Astronaut's close to kill range, but I don't even really think any of those signatures would have really done a whole lot, but Astronaut catches him with a nice neutral sig.
Ooh, and Excalibrand looking a lot more solid than the last match. He could take out Astronaut's first stock right here. Recovery's not going to do it. The Crocky Ball is definitely not going to do it. And he's got to avoid taking too much damage before he finds himself in the red. He does take out Astronaut. He's in the orange. What's going to happen now?
Well, he's going to sidelight right into Astronaut, catch Astronaut as he's trying to run across the map. But they're going to go sword to sword. Astronaut's got a significant health lead, and those nairs are definitely going to help push that health lead further. But if he doesn't get a kill soon, Excalibur will be able to even it up Nice side air, keeps him off of any weaponry. Astronaut not able to pick up the bomb. I don't even know if he was really looking for it, but he was in position. The neutral light's going to add more damage, but once again, he needs to get the kill, and the side sig will be it.
And Astronaut has a full stock lead on Excalibran. Excalibran, he's gotta stop this pressure. He's gotta know that when Astronaut does a downlight dare on Sword, that he's gotta move upward. Use your jump. Everyone knows jump's OP, right?
So which button is that?
This is the jump button.
Which one is that one?
The one that says jump on it.
You seriously have a button that says jump on it on your keyboard?
Yes.
Wow.
Custom keyboard,
Alright.
man. That's where it's at. Excalibran,
That's the future.
he hasn't done it. The thing of making this game much different, he hasn't quite done it. He might take out this stock, but he is in the orange. Gets a sword. He tries to go for a side stick, but Astronaut says, "No, I'm fast."
Oh, but he gets caught by the extended range of the second hit of that side sig. Excalibran, though, he's just getting knocked around, and the Sair will finish it off. Astronaut
With a
looking
Sair
strong.
into throw, into catch, into Sair. Beautiful edge guard. And Astronaut is going to move on up into winners finals. I believe we're going to go back to quarterfinals.
Okay.
No, we're not. Link's got disqualified. No one knows where he is. He is going to move down in the lowers bracket, but if he doesn't show up, then he's just gonna be out and about. Whatever the case, Wrench D is going to move on up through winners quarters, and we're going to see the next winners semis match between Post Up and Wrenched. All we need now is Wrenched.
Well, I guess it's gonna be interesting. We still have yet to really see Wrenched. There is technically no guarantee that Wrenched will be playing that Asuri, despite the fact that he's what was 60 something on the Asuri. He is locking it in. Sorry, 50 something. That's a 53.
60 something.
Hey, I was giving them some bonus XP. All right, it's XP weekend. You get double XP for playing in a tournament that I don't know what I'm saying in. But Post Up is going to go Asuri to Asuri. We're going to be seeing Katars on both sides, and this is definitely going to be interesting. Post Up generally has a lot of success with his Katars, but if he's going up against Wrenched, who's level 53, I'm sure Wrenched knows what to expect from Post Up's Katars.
Certainly does. Wrench knows what to expect. I feel like Wrench's sword is something we've seen a little bit more than Post Up. Post Up's just really strong on the Katars. Whatever the case, this should be a very interesting match between these two players with the Ditto.
Well,
here we go.
It is going to be game one. It's going to be Post Up versus Wrenched. It's almost guaranteed Post Up is going to be looking for Katars. On the other side, there's no real guarantee that Wrenched is going to try to challenge this Katar to Katars. And Post Up doesn't really want to risk it. Instead, he's trying to keep Wrenched off any weaponry. But Wrenched is already starting off stronger with his Katar play.
Ooh, maybe a little bit. Post Up answers back. He's got some Katar strings going. He's got the follow-ups. Man, the downlight into jump, wait, dare. Waiting for the spot dodge. He's learning to punish those spot dodges extremely well. He knows when to bait it out. Downlight into recovery. Puts Wrench in a bad spot. He almost got killed off the top. And Post Up is running away with this first stock.
Needs a Sair. Not able to pick up the downlight. Wrench gets his head under the corner. He's going to survive for a little while longer. But like you were saying, Post Up, he managed to wrestle control for a little bit. But just once again, he's not having the strongest kill potential. He's struggling a little bit, and it's giving Wrenched room to come in. The mine toss, you don't need a lot of positioning for the mine. You just need to hit it.
Very true. Although positioning doesn't hurt if you're gonna use the mine as an actual mine instead of a bomb. Whatever the case, Wrenched.
Hey, it doesn't bounce.
Looking for signatures? What? Bomb.
Well, Wrench does want to finish off the stock and keep himself close. He gets a recovery, not enough. He's got the sword in hand. You've got to believe he's either thinking for a signature or thinking about a downlight side air. The downlight side air will be the one that he ends up connecting with. Not enough to finish off, but he's got Katar Sair potential or ground.
Nice recovery. Patiently waiting for Post Up to use up his options. I kind of thought Post Up would fall a little bit before trying to use that last dodge, but Wrench read it correctly. Ooh, he goes for a neutral light reset, and he waited. I thought he was going to do neutral light and neutral light, but instead he did a jump recovery and missed his opportunity for the punish. Post Up, on the other hand, looking for his own resets.
We're seeing post up kind of fishing for these downlights, not necessarily connecting all the time, but at the
Oh,
same
no.
time, he just
fine.
put himself in a bad spot, though.
He's fine.
But he's going to be able to survive with the
Downlight's
help
there.
of that recovery.
He's all
Not
bait.
enough. Not enough. Not enough. Wrench is going to survive. Not going to try to turn it around. Instead, he's just going to reset, get back down, pick up a side tick, pick up a weapon toss, give him the thumbs up. Wrench has the stock advantage.
Well done by Wrench, completely turning that around. Post up, he put himself in a bad spot. He came back and he said, "Wrench, I got you. I'm gonna kill you. Here's a downlights there." And then Wrench just was like,
Uh-oh.
no.
Oh,
Wrench is
Wrench
fine.
didn't pick
Wrench
up
is
the dare.
Oh no, post up in a bad spot.
what?
Wrench gets greedy, but it
He
doesn't
gets it.
matter. Post up
He
is
missed the power to
dead.
cancel neutral, and he still survived.
Super
It
dead.
is going to be game one, going the way of Wrench, saying, "My Asuri is better than your Asuri." I don't know what that voice was. Don't worry about it.
Wrenched. Really nice gimps coming out in that game. Post up has some solid ground play, but off stage, I think Wrenched has got him. So here's the question: what map do we go to? If we go to something like King's Pass, then it'd be a lot of off stage play.
No, it's just a rematch.
But post up says, that's okay, I got it. We're gonna go back to Shipwreck. I'll take you. We'll take him.
2, 1.
I do question this just a little bit. I think post up would be a little bit better served off if he went to a stage that had walls.
Hey, don't say Shipwreck has sort of walls, but I think post up. You were right to say that post up has a little bit of a better neutral game. That's kind of where he was more successful in general, but as well as in the first game, that's where he was able to rack up quite a bit of damage. He struggled to finish off stocks, and having a strong edge guard will definitely help you in that stock finishing department. But right now, Wrench is showing the stronger neutral game, as he's the one who's knocking post up off the map and has him in the red.
Ooh, Wrenched. Able to make sure he doesn't get gimped there. Post up. Does manage to find dare, but he can't always find the follow-ups, you know? He doesn't have recovery. He throws up his weapon. I think that delayed him a little bit. Wasn't quite the right move, and he ends up falling to his death.
But he comes back. He's got Wrench close to kill percentage. He just needs to close it up. That downlight side air will not be enough. Ground pound doesn't connect, and Wrench gets past safely. But no real big punishes for that commitment from post up.
I mean, I thought it
Down
was a
sig?
pretty good move. The ground pound on his part. It didn't quite connect. The down sig here almost kills Wrench, but he just cannot find the offstage plays right now.
Side sig?
There it is. Yeah, I think what we really do have here is this situation between a grounded player versus a offstage player. And it's hard to know who's going to win this.
Well, it's going to be who can kind of dictate where the play goes. And right now, it really feels like Wrench has kind of been pushing post up off the stage a lot. But right now, post up positioning in the middle is going to be able to keep himself from getting knocked too far away. But once again, Wrench, he's got him off the stage, and he's got him dead to rights as he gets him with a big signature, and Wrench has a huge stock advantage.
Post up comes in swinging. He's got to change things around. I want to say if he gets his hand on the guitars, he should really switch. But right now, instead of Crocky Ball spawns on stage, and he's stuck with the sword. There's the guitars. What can he do here on stage right now with the guitars? Can he find the reads on Wrench? Because right now it looks like Wrenched is really taking it away. Post-up is not getting the resets that we normally see from him.
I think post up is a little bit thrown off right now as he just whips 2 ground pounds. Looking for the down sig, the dodge read onto Wrench. Wrench just does a raw one right in post up's face. And the ground pound connects.
Eliminated Wrench D. Completely turning that around. Last game was close, but this one was not. Wrench D basically says, I'm the better Asuri. Period. Exclamation point. Question mark?
Punctuation.
Woohoo.
And Wrench will be continuing on to fight Astronaut. Are we going to be watching this, or are we going to go down to the lower bracket?
It looks like we're gonna watch it.
We're going straight into the winners finals. Alrighty then. This is going to be interesting. Astronaut had a lot of success with that spear play. If he can get the spacing properly, he's got downlight potential to punish the aerial approaches on from Wrenched on those guitars. but ours are just really strong.
Well, yeah. What did Astronaut play before? I forgot already.
Tori,
Ah, yeah. That one.
you even paying attention?
I'm paying attention. Look, I've got the world's worst memory too, okay? I'm sorry. I remembered Asuri though.
It's kind of hard to forget what we just saw, but we are going to be going into it. It looks like we are just going straight into the winners finals. It is going to be Astronaut versus Wrenched.
All right, you got any picks for this? Cause Astronaut's been playing really solid with the downlight dare resets. Wrenched just beat out Post Up. He's got some good offstage play. He's got some good Asuri. Seed 3 versus Seed 4. I can't tell you who's gonna win this.
Like I said, I think Astronaut in general has a weapon advantage. For a while, you know, Sword was able to space out Katars, Spear able to space out the Sword, but Katars are really strong right now. The buffs to speed dodge are going to help Wrenched get the approaches he needs onto Astronaut, and if Astronaut's not ready for those approaches, he might struggle a little bit, but we're going to find out here, as Wrenched is the first one to pick up a weapon, and Astronaut is not able to get close enough. There's the Sword pickup.
And both players not finding their stride. Astronaut finally gets a downlight on Wrenched. Wrenched has not gotten very many hits at all so far. He's not getting the dares, and he's trying to do these jump stairs afterwards, and he's not getting those either.
He's fishing for the dare approaches. He's not going directly onto his opponent, you know, like, I want to say like a gold plat Qatar player where they're just like, okay, if I dare onto him, I have, you know, a sidelight follow-up. Instead, Wrench is kind of trying to read Astronaut, avoiding the dare, and going for a pivot dare in the opposite direction. Sometimes he'll mix it up, he'll go straight towards Astronaut, but
So
he changes the directions.
He's got to be more straightforward in his approaches.
Well, he had more success when he was straightforward, as he picks up a nice neutral sig. The recovery up high takes down Astronaut, and Astronaut, despite the fact that for a while there, Wrench really wasn't getting any big hits, Astronaut wasn't as well.
I mean, if there was an accuracy stat in this game, Wrench had a really low accuracy stat that entire first stock, but he doesn't even need it.
He wasn't throwing. I don't know what you're talking about.
Accuracy for like the moves. Like, he was throwing out a lot of moves and they weren't hitting. Accuracy.
He wasn't throwing.
What?
Throwing out a lot of
that
moves.
was so bad. I was so confused because I thought you were talking about like throwing the game.
No, throw him at it as Astronaut
No,
throws away the sword.
I get it now.
Goes to the spear. Goes to the spear. Goes to the Sair. Takes down Wrench. Stocks evened up, but Wrench is kind of a monster when he gets those guitars in the right spots.
But he does need to find the success, and sometimes it just doesn't work. He's got a sword now. He's looking for some of these downlights. Astronaut is in the orange. He's got him on edge. But Astronaut is just moving back. You call yourself part of clan aggressive player? Where's the aggression now, Mr. Astronaut?
Well, it looks like Wrench is the one who's putting out a lot of the aggression, and sometimes the best aggression is anti-aggression, right? That's how that works. Wrench gets a nice recovery underneath Astronaut, doesn't get a whole lot out of it, but at the same time, damage is damage, and Astronaut gets a speed dodge down light side air to send Wrench off the map, but he needs more as the clashes, and it's not able to put the force into Wrench to send him back towards that kill box. Down light, down air, not going to connect.
Oh, and he can't get the side air follow-up. Astronaut just recovers right away. Both players are in the red. It is very close now.
Ooh, but Wrench gets past. Astronaut was waiting. He likes those side airs. I don't know why he doesn't just go for a recovery when Wrench is kind of playing at an upward 45, but it seems like Astronaut, he really likes side air as he gets a nice neutral light on a Wrench. That's not going to kill. Sword neutral light, not as much force as something like a Gauntlet neutral light or an Axe neutral light, but the down light side air does have enough force as it kills from mid stage. Astronaut is going to get the stock advantage.
Alright, so he has the advantage. The recovery almost just immediately takes it away from him. Wrench is looking for the kill here. He wants the unarmed Sair. He wanted the recovery. He wants something without taking too much damage. But Astronaut says, no, I got a spear. I'll just zone you out. Don't try to unarm me.
Don't do it.
Well, he didn't do it. He's got a sword now. He really wants this hit. He just keeps jumping, trying to look for one hit. Oh, the side sig, if he kept going, would have done it. But he let it go, and Astronaut moved backward, preventing himself from dying.
I think Wrenched thought it had connected, so he kind of let go, but Astronaut was still in invulnerability frames, ended up being able to space out the side sig and catch him with a nice downlight side air, but Wrenched ends up finishing off the stock. Astronaut has no weapons on the field. Only a spike ball is really his available options, or he can just go for an unarmed side air to send Wrenched away.
I mean, Wrench has taken a lot of damage up to this point. Astronaut just needs a couple more hits, and he'll be good to go. He could have gone unarmed. He does get a sword, however. Side air on sword is a very good option. He almost gets it. And Wrenched, I think he needs a gimp. He needs to look for a gimp here.
Or a neutral sig, as Astronaut sends him off the map. If Wrench can get a gravity cancel neutral sig, it'd be a little bit gimpy, but the side air from Astronaut finishes it off. And that is going to be game one, going the way of Astronaut, and it started to clean up. For a while there, Wrench seemed like he had control. He had some solid guitar play, some solid approaches, but Astronaut just started kind of slowing it down on his end, kind of outspacing the approaches, and ends up taking it down.
Well, very well done by Astronaut, and now Wrench is really switching it up. He's really switching it up.
Nah.
Nah.
Well, what color is that?
Valentine's?
Are you sure?
Yes.
Why?
Because it's pink and red.
Sure?
Yes.
100%?
Yes. I'll bet money on it.
I mean, I don't care.
All right.
Astronaut versus Wrenched. Going into game two, Wrenched is going to be playing this Bodvar. This is an interesting pick. His sword play, I didn't see a whole lot of it on the Asuri, but I guess he likes it. He's going to be sticking. He's got that Scarlet Hammer, so I guess he does kind of have some hammer play in mind. He can go toe-to-toe with the sword play of Astronaut. But really, it always tends to be the spear play that stands out from Astronaut, and I'm not sure if hammer is exactly what Wrench needs to fight that spear play.
Look, I'm not saying Wrench put out a weird option with his Bodvar, but he did just miss a downlight Sarah on sword. I don't know what he's doing. Right now, though, he has a sword. I don't think that's how mix-ups work. Trying to go for some approaches here. Right now, both players are in the orange. He now gets a hammer. I want to see what Wrench D's hammer is like. Stomps air. He's been reading the Monday Night Brawl manual to playing hammer.
It's all about the stomps there.
It's all about
but Astronaut not able to get the Sair spacing onto Wrench. Picks up a Spear Sair. It's got more range than the Sword Sair. So gonna have a little bit more success. Nice neutralite to punish the side sig. Wrench was charging it up, and the dare will finish it off. Astronaut, just stick with the spear.
It does work extremely well. Astronaut is now covering his options. Ooh, gets hit by the recovery. Wrenched, he's got a hammer.
Got a wrench.
He's got a wrench.
But the dare will finish it off. Wrench not taking too much damage for it. A little bit of light poking from Astronaut, but nothing major. Wrench gonna try to keep weapon control. There is a mine on the field, and if he mispositions, he could get sent into it. But Astronaut able to pick up a sword.
Who doesn't go for any sort of Sair into neutralite on a hammer, right? I know that's an option I've seen before. It sort of looks like he's just swinging it around. He didn't play hammer before. I'm not sure if maybe he's just not that familiar with hammer or comfortable.
Yeah, I'm not seeing any really solid strings. Even he got that stomp side air, but the spacing has been a little bit off. The side air spacing from Astronaut, though, is not at all off as he picks up the kill, and he has almost a full stock advantage. He just needs to put out about 50 damage on a Wrenched, and he will be flying high.
Well, Wrenched getting himself in kind of an awkward position. Astronaut, he's got it down with the spear. like you said, the sword, I feel like Astronaut's sword has the downlight dare resets. It's great. It's beautiful. But the rest of his kit feels a little bit weak. I think when it comes to the spear, it's the full kit. It's every move he can muster. Ooh. Wrenched. He's a little more shaky, I think, with this Bodvar.
Oh, but that clash just got him the stock. Astronaut, he could have potentially thrown away the weapon and hoped for a dare to connect onto the wall just to keep that stock alive. But at the end of the day, he's got such a huge advantage right now that that down sig almost killed Wrenched.
Almost. No cigar. Wrenched. Can he pull some magic? He could pull some magic. Magic? Oh,
nope.
Not quite. Recovery
reversal.
He
got a recovery kill. Astronaut, you did it. You found the recovery button.
What?
I told you, Astronaut plays Sayers. That's how he loves. Most of his kills are Sayer space or Sayer edge guards.
They are, but he's used recovery in the past. We've seen it.
Really?
Are you paying attention?
Not really. It's mostly been Sayers on the edge guard.
Whatever the case, he does get the kill. Astronaut 2-0 on Wrench. Wrench, what? Did he switch characters? I didn't see a character switch.
He switched to a Surrey, because...
Okay.
I
wasn't sure.
I don't know. It's interesting he went to the Bodvar.
It is. Maybe he wanted to experiment. He had a match to give up before getting eliminated. So maybe now he's got the Surrey. He's got Astronaut like thinking in different mode. Now he's gonna mess him up. Right?
I don't know. I feel like he kind of just threw away a game. I didn't hate the Bodvar pick, but the hammer play really didn't do a whole lot. And to me, the standout weapon set for Wrenched is that guitar play. But he's got the sword, and he's actually making it work as he's pushing these Sayers into Astronaut.
Ooh, it's aggressive. It's beautiful. Astronaut almost lands a neutral sig. Not quite, though. Wrenched. He's on sword right now. I mean, so as far as the difference here between the Surrey and Bodvar goes, he was on sword when he could on Bodvar, and now he's got a sword in his hands. That's not a huge difference. I want to see the guitars come out. I want to see them work.
Ooh, but Astronaut is not really going to give him any opportunities to, at least not on that stock, as he gets the Sayer to finish the stock. Got the spear, Wrenched. There's the weapon spawn. Ooh. Gets a nice recovery. He's got the guitars. He's trying to get a finisher. You know he's thinking about something for a kill, and the Sayer will be the kill option. Bounces the bomb around, ends up landing on the soft platform. You're going to have plenty of safety, calls in a weapon, and he's back to the guitars.
Yeah, Wrenched, he was really looking for that kill. He did manage to get it after finally getting the guitars. Both of these players, I feel like they're pretty evenly matched with the Asuri versus Hattori. Wrench did lose that first game, but he had the potential. He has the potential in this one. But he does need to win 3 games in a row now to avoid getting sent down to lower bracket.
Well, he's trying to make that run back start as he gets caught by 2 neutralites from Astronaut. He had the guitar string. He had a showing, just a glimmer of solid guitar play, but then immediately just runs into the neutralites from Astronaut. Picks up a sig, not enough. Just do the exact same Sayer spacing, but it doesn't work. Astronaut gets under. Downlight into a Sayer, into a weapon toss off the island bounce into an unarmed Sayer. Astronaut has, he's got Twilight plays. He's got plays for the map. And he gets the recovery to finish it off.
He knew exactly where Wrench going after every single move. It was full understanding of the game and the player and the movement, and all he had to do was finish it up with a recovery, and he was good to go.
But Wrenched has potential. Needs another Sayer. Or throws the guitars up. Alright, he's going to go for some unarmed recoveries. Not enough to finish off. Astronaut is looking for a juggle, just looking for some damage onto a Wrench. Oh, sails over the mine.
If he
Downlight.
Oh no, Wrench!
Neutralites.
It hurts. He was twice so close to getting Astronaut into that mine, and now Astronaut's taking so much damage. Wrench can't even get a downlight Sayer. He can't do it.
Downlight Sayer. Astronaut shows him how to use it. Wrench burned a lot, but he's got enough to get high. And Astronaut charges up the downsig. Wrench challenged it, and it worked out.
What a risky play. Holy cow, wrenched.
Wow. I think Astronaut just was not expecting Wrench to challenge it.
Yeah.
And ended up getting taken down.
Yeah. Whatever the case, wrenched. He's got Astronaut down to the last stock. He's still down on a huge damage deficit, but mind games, man. Mind games.
Ground pound.
Never mind about mind games.
Player 2 wins.
Alright, Astronaut takes the entire set 3-0, wins winners finals. Wrench is going to move down into the lower bracket and face off against a number of different players. We're going to see Post Up versus Hexeract right now, though.
Alright, well this should be interesting. Hexeract, I think he's kind of been the only one who really is trying out the Ragnir. He's kind of played a Suri when he didn't really feel the Ragnir, but of all people so far, he's tried the Ragnir.
Are we going to see it again?
I don't know. It's lower bracket. Generally speaking, in lower bracket, people don't go for that first character, that kind of like trial character. Post up. He's saying, "Let's do this."
Oh, okay.
Let's Ragnir.
Yes? No? I can't tell.
They're gonna rock and Ragnir.
They're doing it. Post Up. I mean, he's got guitars. That's all he needs, right? Who needs signatures? Just use the guitars like you always do.
You're drunk. Ragnir's got plenty of fantastic signatures. It doesn't matter. It doesn't. I mean, Post Up. He's had plenty of time. He's gotten it to level 12. He's got to be at least reasonably familiar with how the guitar signatures work.
I'm not going to deny that he has solid signatures, but Post Up is familiar with other signatures. You know. I'm just saying.
He can learn new signatures, all right? He's not a one signature kind of guy. But it is going to be game one in this lower bracket. It's going to be Post Up versus Hexeract. And they're on the Ragnirs. Post Up tries to charge forward, but Hexeract just goes high and is like, I want the weapon. That's what this is about.
Well, they both got the weapon, of course. Both getting guitars from the get-go. Whose guitars will reign supreme? We've seen Post Up lose the guitar battle before. We've seen it. We saw it in the upper bracket, but that was against Wrenched. This time, it's against Hexeract. What can he do?
Apparently, he can play Axe. He got some solid damage out on the Hexeract, but Hexeract gets in. Post Up. Now trying to get the downlight punishes to punish the fact that Hexeract was in the sky, but couldn't connect on either. And the gravity cancel neutral will finish it off. Post Up does not have the jumps, and that is going to be the first stock going the way of Hexeract, and I think Post Up is regretting this.
I like that neutral sig, by the way.
It was nice. It was a nice neutral sig.
It was a nice sig in general. Post Up using a lot of side sigs. Look, the side sig is great, but you can't just dance around the map all day.
No, keep doing it.
Don't keep doing it.
Keep doing it.
Don't listen to Duke.
Keep doing it.
Duke doesn't know what he's talking about.
It works.
It wasn't working.
It works. He wasn't getting punished for it. Downlight is not going to be a kill option. Recovery does not connect. He's going to try to do it again. Recovery doesn't pick up, but he gets the Nair.
Nair! As Hexeract ground pounds into Post Up. Bit of a mistake there. It's going to get him killed.
But we've got Axe versus Axe now, and Hexeract is showing a little bit more proficiency with the Axe against Post Up. More dares, trying to follow up with a recovery. Wants to stay aerial, but Post Up is now going to mix it up. He's going to go to the guitars, and he gets on top with a dare.
And Post Up, ooh, he got some guitars. Got the guitars! Oh, unfortunately, Hexeract used the recovery after the recovery of the down sig, and Post Up could not. He's got enough cooldown, but Post Up can't spam that much.
No, dude, spam it. It's free. Down sig for Post Up. He just holds it, and Hexeract side sigs right into
that
it.
Was
just
a
lets him
punish.
have it.
Don't you tell me you can't punish side sig.
Lets him have it. That wasn't a punish. That was Post Up holding down a move and Hexeract walking into it with the side sig.
Good punish, Post Up. Hexeract gets an unarmed stare. He's gonna get the kill here now with the recovery. Post Up cannot get a follow-up after the dare. A sider might have done it, but he opted for a nair instead, and the Hexeract just dodged.
A nice side air. Post Up is not gonna get taken down just yet. Hexeract picks up the neutral sig again.
Is lovely. Is beautiful. and I'd say it's better than down sig in edge guarding. I'd say it.
Well, it depends on how they recover. If they recover low, then you're a dingus for using the neutral sig. But if they recover high, like Post Up has been doing, then you can get those neutral sigs that Hexerac's been putting out, and they've been working out great. But right now, Hexerac's got the defense, or he's got the health disadvantage right now. He's got the equal defense. I don't know what statement that was supposed to be about, but a nice gravity cancel side sig gives him plenty of movement towards the stage, and it knocks Post Up away as they dare in unison.
I'd dare say that was a frame perfect double dare. Unfortunately for Hexeract, he's the one in the red, so this damage is not going to be frame perfect. Post Up is looking at the axe. He's throwing out moves. I'd say Post Up is not a big axe person. None of these are connecting. He needs to kill. Post Up, just get the guitars. Yes.
Or just spam
get
signatures.
The guitars. Post Up.
Spam signatures.
He does get the guitars.
Still spam signatures though. Hexeract has done a great job of evening it up. Needs a little bit more.
Whoa.
Needs to get him into the red. Goes for a gravity cancel neutral. Not sure what that punish was about. Maybe he wanted a gravity cancel down just above the side sig, but he ends up throwing out the neutral. That's a nice neutral, but doesn't connect.
Post Up going for these side sigs, down sigs. Look, Duke, I don't know what this spam sig mentality is, but it's not working. Both sidelight in unison. Hexeract almost killed Post Up. If Post Up hadn't done his own sidelight, it would have killed. Post Up does a side sig. Side sig.
It works.
Third side sig takes the K.
Works.
Post Up
Just keep doing
gets the first game.
Game 1 going the way of Post Up.
I'd like to point
with
out that
a clean side
Hexeract
sig.
died because he used a side sig.
I'd like to point out that Post Up got the kill because he used 2 side sigs.
I'd like to point out that only worked because Hexeract tried to side sig.
Okay. That doesn't mean that Post Up didn't get the kill with 2 side sigs. 2 is better than 1. Yeah?
What? Val?
Post Up's just having fun at this point. He's gonna be
now
going
the
up.
time to have fun. You are in lower brackets.
He's got a game to throw. He's got a game to throw. All right. Hexeract is going in with the Asuri. Post Up is gonna be going in with the Val. He's got some sword potential. I mean, we haven't really seen a lot of Post Up's gauntlets or sword play, but I mean, there's potential there. As he goes for a downlight into a down air, that's not the usual follow-up off a downlight.
I don't know what Post Up's familiarity is with these gauntlets. I don't know what he's doing.
It's doing things. It's not working as they're basically trading. I think I'm more confused about what's going on from Post Up than Post Up is.
Well, Post Up right now, he's throwing out a lot of moves. I'm trying to figure out what Post Up's plan of attack here, but I can't figure it out. Hexeract, I don't think can figure it out.
It's Nair ground pound.
Is it?
It's all a bait for the Nair ground pounds.
He's gotten the ground pounds. He's throwing out a lot of sidelights when Hexeract's up in the air. He's got his sword now, but immediately throws it away. He's having none of it.
He wants the gauntlets. He's on the edge, throws the gauntlets, but gets caught by the side air. Hexeract is gonna have to respect the Nair. And Post Up was just caught in that side air recovery. But Hexeract was able to pick up a nice side air.
What Nair? He uses side air. That's all he uses.
Do it. Downlight side air from Post Up, throws away the sword, throws the spike ball up, throws the recovery up. Hexeract is going to survive, though. Not enough damage on him for that recovery to finish him off, and he's got the guitar play. Post Up, just without his signature guitars, doesn't seem as strong.
He really, really doesn't. And the gauntlets don't seem particularly refined. The sword, we've seen him play some sword in the past, but again, I really do think it's the guitars. I know you said he has a game to burn, but it'd be tragic if he threw this game and then in the third game just got demolished because
it's a mix-up.
He wasn't practicing his guitars.
If you do something and it doesn't work, it's a mix-up, all right? Post Up is in the orange. He's got the gauntlets. Hexeract has no weapon, and this is maybe Post Up's best chance to use these gauntlets. He's got a weapon toss into a dare. So, I guess it's a thing.
Well, Post Up is in the red. Hexeract using a lot of these side lights. Oh, tries to find the side air on guitars. He's found good success with that already so far. But not at that point.
Post Up is just trying to find an opener. We haven't really seen any strong gauntlet play. It's kind of just been really hit and miss. There's a downlight, and he went for a Sair follow-up, a speed dodge Sair, and Hexorect was already out of it, catches him with a big punish. A nice neutral light from Hexorect to punish the return to the ground. But Post Up, like I said, just he's getting a couple hits, but just not getting really solid follow-ups, and it's because they're not really standard follow-ups.
Well, Post Up is finally seeming to land some things here. He got a good downlight. He got a good side light into recovery, down sigs. Things are happening, but side sig versus down sig. Hexorect is going to win that battle.
I was expecting that to clash out, but I guess Hexorect had the slight hitbox advantage, ends up winning out against Post Up side sig, and that will give him the stock advantage. Post Up, he's gotten to the swords. Haven't really seen any big sword play. He throws out the neutral sig, not going to connect. Throws out the down sig, not going to connect. Throws out the side sig. Guess what? Didn't connect.
He's going to get the kill here. Oh no, Post Up! Post Up! No, that's not how you do that!
He just did that.
That's not... This is the opposite of the thing that you want to be doing.
Did he do that? Because I think he just did that.
Post up. Well, whatever the case. He's going to switch up the legend again. He's going to go back. Asuri maybe. Maybe Ember. I don't know. Something with Katars. And game 3.
No, go to Roland and spam neutral sig. We've
Don't
seen
do
it
that.
happen. We've seen it work.
I don't think we have. I think we've
Seen it work.
specifically seen it not work.
Seen it work.
Double Asuris right now.
Yeah, we're gonna see Post Up go on to the Asuri mirror match. Once again, Hexorect has the higher level Asuri than Post Up, but the first time this happened, it ended up working out for the higher level Asuri that was wrenched. But Post Up's got really solid guitar play. It's gonna be interesting to see how this works out here in game 3.
And Wrench wants to get back on stage. Post Up just sort of grants it to him. I mean, oh, rattling. Post Up was rattling.
I think it makes sense that Post Up kind of doesn't want to challenge on this wall play. He generally has a really strong neutral game on the stage. Not surprising at all that he wants to take full advantage of that neutral game.
Well, whatever the case, Post Up goes for a downlight, grab against a downlight, but Hexorect is prepared. He does get away from it. Post Up, downlight Sair. He's doing sword mix-ups. Dare I say Post Up is the mix-up king? Because, I mean, no matter what weapon he plays, and by that I mean like guitars
one of them?
and sword. He doesn't really play bow all that much. So guitars and sword, both of those.
Oh, he's sticking with the sword.
I've seen more mix-ups than really like anyone else. Anyone.
I told you the last game was a mix-up in and of itself. As Post Up, he's got the sword, goes for a downlight into a pickup ground pound. I don't think that really would have worked with guitars or sword, and we saw him just completely whip on the sword one. But it doesn't matter. As he gets a nice downlight dare, gravity cancel downlight dare.
Oh, and he didn't get the kill. Hexorect didn't get the reversal. Post Up has a stock lead. It was so beautiful. It was beautiful, right?
That was some solid sword play from Post Up. Hexorect not able to connect with the Sairs, and Post Up wants to turn it around but can't quite do so.
Oh no!
Oh, no.
Oh yes! What?
What? BMG!
Post Up! He doesn't need to recover in the right direction. He's got to dodge.
Apparently dodge is better than recovering in the correct direction in that regard. As Post Up catches Hexorect mid-spot dodge, gets him with a big Sair.
Recovery?
Hexorect has to come back down. Hexorect is a full stock behind.
And Post Up's still not dead! That side there, Hexorect has to be feeling a little bit frustrated. He sort of sits on stage and watches Post Up come back. Like I can't even kill you, man. I just get back here. Whatever the case, Hexorect, he's gotta avoid the 3-stock now. Post Up is still not dead, ladies and gentlemen. He's dead.
Now he's dead.
He's dead.
He's dead. He's dead. But Post Up, he's got a full stock advantage once again. Hexorect He's got the Katars in hand. We're seeing a lot more sword play out of post up here in this game than I think we've seen all tournament. And it's working. He's got really solid sword play. He's got those downlight mix-ups, the resets with the downlight dares. It's surprising considering we just really haven't seen it until now.
Post up. Ooh, they both go on the stage for like just a little bit, and then no one does anything. Post up. Yeah, he wants Hexrack back on stage. He wants to use... Oh, he's grounded Katars. The side sig a little bit risky, but that's okay. He's got the sword. He's got the options. Downlight there and over cut or ground pound, I should say. And side sig, he's reading everything Hexrack does. Oh, I thought he was going to go for the Sair there. Ground pound is going to do it. Clash into the recovery. Hexrack is dead. Post up takes the set. Alright, fine. Fine. The Val pick in game 2. It was fine. I admit.
It would have been fine if he played sword more.
I mean, I suppose.
Tried to play Gauntlet.
He tried to play Gauntlets. He was super
He really
gauntlets.
was focusing on the Gauntlet play. And the Gauntlet play was kind of wonky. But he ends up pulling it out with solid sword play in game 3 and solid Katar play on top of that. But we're going to be seeing Ica versus Excalibran. We're going to be seeing Lance versus potentially more Lance if Excalibran plays Roland.
Lance? I heard Ika's best is the spear.
I have to agree with you.
Ika's got a great spear. Everyone in chat, shout out to Ika. Say Ika has a great spear.
He's got a solid spear. He has a lot of Lance knowledge and information. I know he likes to sit in the training room and play with the Lance, but really, I think his spear play is solid enough to make up for his spear play, which I don't, or his Lance play, whatever. You know what I'm talking. Lance.
Lance. All right, we're moving on up. Ika versus Excalibran. I'm gonna call him Ika.
I'm gonna call him Ica.
Eh.
It's my favorite of the Swedish furniture stores. Ica will be going in. It's gonna be game 1 versus Excalibran. Excalibran is just trying to play that unarmed neutralite game as Ica picks up the spear, can't pick up the nair, and is actually kind of getting knocked around by this sword play from Excalibran.
And Excalibran, oh, he did the little thing where he stands there and uses a quick signature. The neutral sig, however, is not coming out nearly as much, and I'm gonna revert back to saying that it's because he's not playing against a Katar character. Instead, he's doing a little bit of stuff with the sword, trying to follow Ika wherever he goes. I want to say, however, his lance play is really strong. Ika makes it back all right.
That was
neutral sig punish.
The punish.
No, Ika, he kills himself in the process.
He didn't make sure he had the jumps, went for the neutral sig. That would have been massive if he had gotten the kill and survived, but instead, he ended up just guaranteeing his own death and not even finishing off Excalibran. Nice dare into a weapon toss.
What are you doing? Excalibur feels bad and just kills himself.
Okay.
What is happening? Ika's tilted by my pronunciation of his name. I'm not gonna stop.
I mean, I know he said he can't kill anyone. Like, I get that that's his name, and that Excalibur is gonna do it for himself. But like, what? Neutral sig?
No direct follow-up from the neutral sig. Excalibur looking for the unarmed neutral heavy would have sent Ika pretty far up. Ooh, the side sig punishes the down sig. Tries to pull out a couple more down sigs. Excalibur, however. Hey, there's a neutral sig.
Ica gets back down, picks up the lance, throws out the neutral, and Excalibur doesn't panic jump. Instead, throws out the neutral heavy, and that was, I mean, that was Excalibur in control, and the only stock he lost was one that he gave. He literally just handed it to Ica.
Well, we're moving on to the next match. None of these players are going to switch up their legends. Ika, he loves his Orion. He's not going to switch away. And we've seen Excalibur use rolling just fine. We're going to go to Great Hall, however. Great Hall. Great Hall. I don't know what to think. I think Lance is a weird weapon on Great Hall. I think it can be good. It can be bad. Whatever the case, Ika He's using a lot of spear. You know, I haven't seen a lot of lands come out from Mika. And, you know, as much as I like to make fun of him, he loves the lands.
He loves his lands. He
loves
does.
it.
He really loves the lands. I think this map has potential. I know back in the day when Daiku used to play Roland, he would pick this map and say he likes Lance on this map. So there was some sort of style of play that he had in mind. It's not as bad given the fact that they made it so you can dare through platforms, but you cannot get caught by gravity cancel down heavies like that from Excalibur as Ica picks up the lance.
He tries to do instant ground pound and it's not quite going to work out. Ooh, Excalibur, a risky neutral signature. I was expecting a punish from Ica, but it doesn't happen.
I think he panicked a little bit. You saw him immediately throw out the dare to just redirect his movement. He was thinking about the ground pound. He really was, but it just didn't work out for him. He gets a nice Sair. He's going to need more than that speed dodge weapon toss. It is a Roland. Oh, I guess he doesn't. Roland not able to get close enough to the wall.
Makes it back just fine. And now, Ika's looking okay. It's a lot more even than before. He hasn't killed himself, which is, of course, very important to do when you're playing Brawlhalla, is not suicide, not pull any Zs. Excalibur is going to have maybe a little bit of a tougher time, but he's already got Ika in the orange, so he's doing just fine. Downlight sit dare and a downlight sit dare almost works out. I keep wanting to say Sair.
It's just Ica's not really been able to find an answer to Excalibur being stacked on him with that sword play. Ica, when he's trying to recover, he's not even thinking about the fact that Excalibur can just throw out a Sair, throw out a dare, and it'll hit stacked. And the gravity cancel neutral doesn't hit, but he immediately picks up a downlight Sair to finish off Ica's second stock. Ica's gonna be coming back, not able to pick up the weapon as Excalibur picks up the lance, and he goes for a sidelight into a weapon toss and an unarmed follow-up. Wasn't able to get the follow-up, but that was a different type of lance follow-up from the sidelight than we're used to seeing.
And I mean, if he can kill Roland here, it'll be even. But of course, it is Roland. 8 defense. It's quite a bit. Oh, can he get the reversal here? No, instead he opts for going for recovery. A little bit of a safer option. The ground pound actually sends Excalibur downward, which prevents him from dying. But the Sair is going to finish it off. And now he's taking a little bit of damage, but not all that much. This could go either way.
I want to believe that in that edge guard situation where Excalibur was ground pounding him and Ica ended up throwing out the recovery, that he actually wanted to spot dodge neutral sig, but didn't have the dodge, so instead the recovery came out. It ends up working out as they finished it off with the Sair. But again, Excalibur with this sword play, Ica just does not have an answer to the stacked sword play from Excalibur.
Ooh. Like you said, it's a stack, but it's also like he's unable to punish these Roland signatures. Roland is known for having these signatures that are hard to punish. And every time he tries to go for it, I think Excalibur just needs to move away a little bit and immediately has an option set up. He takes the second game. Ika gets knocked out. This is the lower bracket. He's out of the tournament.
That is going to be game 2 going the way of Excalibur. Just solid sword play ends up taking him down. We didn't see as many signatures thrown out. We saw quite a few, but not nearly the same amount. And he's going to be going up against Post Up here in the winners semis in just a little bit.
Well, winner semis is a thing that happened, but in the present today, Excalibur, Post Up. Who will win? Who will win? You tell me.
Well, I think we're gonna see a lot more neutral sigs.
We're gonna see neutral sig.
I think we're gonna see a whole lot of.
Let's count them, boys.
But the thing is, Post Up, like we've been saying throughout this tournament, he's got really solid mix-ups. If he's changing up his approaches, staying grounded, punishing with those sidelights, I think Excalibur's not going to see as much success with that sword play, and in particular those neutral sigs.
Well, we'll see how it works out. I'm curious to see how much Excalibur uses neutral sig, how much Post Up is forced to change if he keeps trying to go for the dares. And if he does change, if Excalibur is going to let off on the neutral sigs or keep up the pressure. There's a lot that can happen in this match. I'm very curious.
Find out here. This is going to be game 1 of the winners, or lower semis. It's going to be Post Up versus Excalibur, and Excalibur wants to keep his unarmed pressure going And you know what? He's been able to trade out more efficiently. Post up really not able to answer back to that unarmed play. He just getting caught out.
Oh my god, Excalibran with a really lovely sword string coming out, really putting the damage on Post Up. He is 3 defense. He's in kill percentage now. Oh, the
Ooh, the
clash.
neutral sig clashes.
I'd say saves both of them from a little bit of trouble. I don't think Post Up would have died from an unarmed neutral light, but it certainly would have gotten some damage down. Oh,
Ooh, but Post Up is going for some weapon toss mix-ups now. Bomb toss not going to connect. Excalibur, a weapon, picks up the lance, throws it away, wants the sword in the neutral!
Neutral sig, gonna do it. Post Up had a really nice option. Oh, Post Up immediately punishing the signature. He says, nope, 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 nope. I'm not gonna run into that. I got an armor heavy. I'm really surprised it didn't hit. Unfortunate for Post Up. It was so close to killing, but I think Shipwreck has a pretty high ceiling. Sair. And
Excalibur doesn't have the movement. Post Up didn't really need to take that dare to the face, but regardless, he ends up getting the kill onto Excalibur. Excalibur comes back, and he's got this unarmed play, and this time Post Up is able to punish with a
got the
sidelight.
Katars. He's got the Katars. He's doing the mix-ups. He's waiting for the options. Excalibur, however, he's got a sword. Is this the time for neutral sig? Apparently not.
We're not really seeing the neutral six from Excalibur. We're seeing kind of a different Excalibur. This time, he's either trying to punish with Sairs and the aerials, or we're seeing him pick up a lot of downlights onto his opponents. We saw it kind of start picking up pace in the last set, but now that he's up against Post Up, we're seeing a lot more sword aggression come out.
Dare, chase dodge, downlight recovery, something we've seen time and time again from Post Up. It's just so good, and it's gonna take out Excalibur with the down sig.
That was a nice down sig from Post Up, giving himself a significant lead here. Excalibur ends up stepping on the mine, maybe not 100% sure of that timer. Maybe he thought that the time was up, but that's trouble. Post Up not able to punish though.
Post Up's not fine, however. Post Up put himself in a dangerous position trying to give Excalibur while he had the chance. He missed his chance. He got himself in a bad position, but he's still alive, and he's putting down the damage. Also, he's above Excalibur's neutral sig. Neutral sig is starting to come out with the sword, but Post Up's just like, I know you're going to use it, I'll just go above it.
And he picks up a nice dare onto Excalibur and send Excalibur off. Excalibur comes back up, picks up a Sair, wants to just throw the lance away. He wants this sword play against Post Up, and he just goes for the dodge in down heavy, unarmed. There's a mine on the corner of the map, though, that's got to be dangerous, and Excalibur's positioning right for it.
He may be the king, but that was a move by the Dancing Queen.
No.
Post Up looking for the kill here. Excalibur's in the red. He can find it. Oh, the neutral sig. He just dodges right through it. Does a nair. Down sig. Not gonna work out. Excalibur's not just gonna dodge into it.
Excalibur is in the red, but Post Up just not finding connections. Can't get the hits. There is a mine on the field, but at this point, Post Up is the one who's got to be wary about it. If Excalibur gets a good down light, down air, or I don't know, a neutral light in the right spot, it could have been deadly. But the mine is
so
cleared.
Much damage. He's taking so much damage, but he's living. Post Up can't do his follow-ups if Excalibur is taking this much damage. He's got to get the kill.
That was the biggest punish opportunity. Not gonna get caught.
Oh no! It's looking bad for Post Up now. It's looking bad for
This
Post
is a dangerous spot as they are both close to kill percentage.
A neutral light. Oh,
nice
Sair is gonna do it. Post Up almost lost that, but it's okay. He's got it. He just does a quick Sair. It's good to go.
That was close though.
It was very close. Post Up is gonna move on to a Sair. He doesn't want to have to deal with the 3 defense anymore. He likes to mix things up. He always likes to mix things up. If there's anything you can say about Post Up, what is it?
Mix up in life, mix up in game.
Always.
Always.
Moving on up. Post Up, banning out some maps. Doesn't like King's Pass. Qatar players who don't like King's Pass are dime a dozen. Oh well. Next up, we are gonna see Twilight Grove. Neat.
3, 2, 1.
They both have black skins. I just want to say that. Excalibur, Lance. He's whoa. He does a quick little, basically, weapon throw, unarmed, string, post up. However, responding in full force with the guitars. He does sort of hit him out of the recovery. I was expecting a ground pound. I think that would have worked out a little bit better. Ooh, but it doesn't matter. Post up. He's gotten the damage down. He doesn't do a follow-up from that unarmed. I don't know what the deal was right there.
I don't know, but he got the sword, he got the neutral light. They've been trading up back and forth. Post up is starting to look for the kill combos, the kill moves, you know, that sword side sig or what have you. But at the same time, it is Sir Roland, and post up in general struggles to kill people, let alone Sir Roland. But the side air will finish it off. He gets him off the island. Throw away the weapon. Just throw it. There you go.
Oh. He's okay.
That was close.
Unarmed heavy. All right, Excalibur. Down sig. Doesn't
but he's not dead.
Get the kill.
He's not dead, and he recovers high.
That's the legend switch. Ember would have died. Okay, so he's dead.
That will kill it.
He's dead.
There you go. But he got a little bit of mileage out of it off not dying. He's gonna take a picture of himself.
A sig. Why did I say sig?
You know, that's my favorite Asuri sig is the camera flash.
Look, man.
Absurd amounts of damage on that sig. Not
Pay to win.
BMG, please.
All right, Asuri, however, he's gotten the damage on Roland. Post up is throwing out the right moves, and they're connecting. Oh wow! The edge of the hitbox, neutral sig, does a quick side sig to celebrate.
He was finishing. He was fishing. He was fishing for signatures. Got caught by 2 signatures from Excalibur.
Oh, Excalibur, what are you doing?
You know, it's so he's not at the 0% range where he can get 0 to death, right? That's what that's about.
Not today. Not today. I think Excalibur, he tried to dodge that, but I think he forgot. If you dodge away from a projectile coming toward you, it'll still hit you. Oh no, he gets hit off the recovery.
Done.
The down air.
Done.
Post up.
Done.
Immediate punish. He's gone.
Done.
Post up takes the set 2-0. He's going to move into lower finals against Wrenched.
The person who knocked him into lowers bracket.
This is not going to be an easy match.
I'd like to see him just not even try for the Asuri. Like, I think he, even though his Asuri is strong, he's got strong sword play. I think he's at a disadvantage going up against Wrenched's Asuri.
Yeah. Well, it's gonna be a tough match. He's got 5 games to work with this time. He's got some room to experiment. What is gonna work on Wrenched? Because something's gotta work, right? Wrenched, on the other hand, you keep up the good work. Post up, he just talked in chat. He has no confidence.
Good, I don't have confidence in him either.
Okay, I have confidence in you, Post up. I have confidence. You can do this. Believe. Maybe Wrench will just never show up. Easy game, easy life. Where'd he go?
You know, the easiest win is the one that you don't have to do anything to get. And right now, Wrenched might be giving it as Wrenched really, I don't even, is he even in this lobby? Is he here?
Hello?
Nope, he is not in the lobby. If anybody has Wrenched on their friends list,
If anyone has Wrench's phone number,
to call him,
ring ring,
and ask him what's going on.
Ring ring,
There's
he's
Wrenched.
here. He didn't get benched today. And you know, I'm looking in chat. I see Duke abusing his mod powers.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Abuse of
Prove
mod
it.
powers.
Prove it.
It says right there, I am post up timed out by DesignatedAsian.
Prove it.
I didn't prove it.
Send me the screenshot. Post up is not even playing guitars.
Hello? Post up. I know
But
you
it's
had
so
no
good.
confidence.
I'm fine
Hattori's
with
not
this.
the
I like
answer.
this. I like
no,
this.
I
His sword
don't
play is
like it.
great. His sword play is great. His sword play is
I want
actually
guitars.
pretty solid. Who knocked Wrenched into the lower bracket? It was Astronaut with fantastic spear play. If Post Up can play the spear, I think there is
Can Post Up play the spear?
reasonable
I've never seen a
reasonable logic
spear.
behind this. Reasonable logic.
Oh man, dirty Taros main over here.
3, 2,
I like it.
1, brawl.
Doesn't like guitars. That's the deal. With ground pounds from both players, no one's gonna get hit. Instead, Post Up manages to get his hands on the weapon. What weapon is that? It's the sword. What is he gonna do with it? We've seen some
Throw it
sword.
away.
Now we see the spear. All right. How is Post Up spear? He hasn't done anything. That's the answer. He's missed Sayers.
Well, he hasn't really had time to warm up with the spear. I would have liked to see a little bit more sword play as he tries to sidelight into the dare from Wrenched. Wrenched, though, now is on the sword, and Post Up went high, didn't want to punish with a Neutralite instead, but he gets a nice weapon toss into a Neutralite. He's going to keep his damage close, but he's going to need a whole lot more than just close in order to win this out.
Oh, Wrenched gets the hit on Post Up, punishes him. He burned his recovery. He burned his option. He tried to recover high, but Wrenched was ready. And now Post Up looking in a bad position. He's got a spear again. He's going to do something with it this time. Post Up, did you have something in mind? He hasn't used any signatures. I saw an opportunity there where he could have neutral sig Wrench with the spear, but he didn't quite do that. I think he's just going with the...
Down.
What?
Was that the speed dodge and vulnerability from
It
Wrench
had to
ending
be.
up keeping him from getting touched? We couldn't see it through the smoke of the down sig, but
nuts.
he did not
Nuts.
one out. Well,
It was absolutely the invuln frames. I just looked at the footage. Well done by Wrench, using the chase dodge canceled into a Neutralite. Alright.
Well, their stocks are even. Health is definitely in Wrench's court, but a nice double down light into a recovery and a ground pound to follow up, but can't keep that pressure going as Wrench turns it around and starts to go for the nair juggle.
Can he punish the down sig? No, he cannot.
No.
Instead, opts for going with a dodge read into a dare, and that doesn't quite work out as he intended. A little bit of unarmed play. He's looking for a weapon. No Neutralite follow-up by Wrenched. I think he was expecting a dodge downward and didn't get it, and the late recovery is not going to connect there. Post up, downlight there, standard stuff. Where are the mix-ups, man?
He's not doing terrible. He's even. Wrenched is in the orange. If he can get this stock off ASAP, but Wrenched with a big raid, and that is going to be game one, going the way of Wrenched. Solid Gimp to finish it off, and I think Post Up shaken.
Katars.
Post Up is shaken. Yeah, Katars are broken. You don't have to tell me that. You don't have to
Post
tell
Up
me
needs
that.
to use Katars. Post Up. I swear, if he picks like Ulgrim or something.
Do it.
I have been on Ulgrim's side for a very long time. I'm a fan of the Ulgrim, but I'm not going to stand for it right now. I want to see Katars. Oh, that is not Katars!
Hey, it's something that's not even close to similar. It's gonna be a sword and a bow. He's got the bow. We've seen his bow play on his Ember. He's got the sword. We've seen his sword play on an assortment of characters. As far as character understanding, I don't hate it, but at the same time, he didn't really have a lot of success with the Koji earlier on.
I mean, I sort of get it. I sort of get Ember, Asuri. Those are the two Qatar players, or the two Qatar legends we've seen him play before. You mix them together, you take out the common denominator, you factor out Koji. That's what you get. Math, people.
Stats.
Stat. This is math. You factor out. Haven't you ever factored?
You're forgetting about the stat changes. Doesn't matter though, because Wrenched is getting the hot juggle, sending Post Up into the sky. But so far they're fairly even. In fact, I think Post Up's a little bit ahead. Maybe
I
not.
think they're just even. They're just even.
It's close. They're basically even.
And Post Up on the bow. Last time we saw his bow, it was not that great. It really wasn't. But maybe he's learned some things in his great wisdom throughout this tournament. Dare coming out is not going to punish Wrenched, but Neutralite, he's gotten good success with the Neutralite. I mean,
Down sig!
the down sig is gonna get the kill.
The down sig. Back to sword. We've got sword versus sword. Wrenched is looking for a kill of his own and a nice down air into a neutral sig from post up.
Ooh. Oh, no. Oh, my God. Post up. Post up with the gimp. Punishing Wrenched. Wrenched's unoptimal movement below the stage. Wrench basically, he did some things wrong. He bumped his head.
Oops. Oh, but he gets caught by the gravity cancel down sig. That was an odd spot to do it, but you know what? It worked out because post up went into it, gets a nice ground pound, but he's got a significant lead right now. It's on Wrenched to either get some hot gimps or let post up mess it up, but a nice dare will finish off the first stock. No 3-stock going on.
No 3-stock, but he's in the orange. This Koji's about to take the match unless Wrench does something very drastic, which he could.
Nice side sig.
It's a Qatar's. Anything is possible. But he's using the Twilight platform quite effectively right now. Can he get the kill? Almost. Okay, now the Twilight platform is just getting in the way. Can't quite get the kill with the bow. Looks for the down sig.
He's got the neutralite and that killed.
From the ground.
That killed.
From the ground.
That killed.
From the ground.
All right. Well, it looks like the Koji pick ends up working out. You know, just keep trying things. If one doesn't work, then why not try another? Wrenched, thrown off his game, not sure what to do. He's going to go to Lucian. This is an interesting pick. Gets a little bit more defense, gets a little less force, but he's got a whole lot more guns.
Neat. All right. I don't know. I don't know.
Solid commentary there. Neat.
Neat. It is neat.
What's neat about this Lucian pick?
Look, he's got the Qatars. We've seen Wrench do good work on the Qatars. The guns are, well, they're an option. They can be a spacing option, but with the chase dodges, it's hard for guns to space. So the question is, does he see something in post-up's play that lets him know he can do guns against post-up? This is an option. I don't know if it's an effective option. I don't know if it's the one for Wrenched, but it is an option. I'm curious to see how it goes.
So far, not great. Post-up with the sword play has been getting past thanks to the speed dodges. Nice downlight stare will finally add up some damage onto post-up. But post-up, he just seems to know this gun matchup very well, but a nice jump dare from Wrench, and suddenly post-up is not finding openings.
And now the guns are taking effect. Both players about even. Ooh, post-up putting down some damage on Wrenched. Can't get any of the hits he throws out in the air, and the down sig does not have the range to punish, and now he gets hit by a ground pound, and he's out! Multiple whiffed moves!
Solid damage build-up from Wrenched on those guns. Post-up just kind of struggling a little bit. Gets a nice downlight stare. Not going to finish it off. There's the first weapon spawn in a while, and Wrenched immediately lands on it to try to starve post-up from it.
And post-up is jumping in an attempt to find, I want to say he's looking for like an unarmed Sarah or something. Or recovery, though. That's going to do it. And hasn't taken too much damage. We're about even. Of course, Lucian has the 3 defense. Anything he does is not going to be that much damage anyway.
And they're back to even. Once again, post-up gets caught by the recovery, though. The gunplay from Wrenched it's just catching post-up in the awkward positions. Post-up not really able to get on top of him. A nice ground pound, not able to pick up the recovery, but post-up is back to the sword. And the speed dodge in air is not going to work out.
Ooh, nice mix-ups, but doesn't get the recovery. I think he didn't hold the directional button enough.
But he was able to follow up with a ground pound to make a little bit out of it. And he gets a nice side stick to send Wrenched off and disarm him. Wrench trying to get to that weaponry.
Didn't get the edge guard, though. He jump matched him, but didn't follow up with a Sair. Ooh, Wrenched. Downlight, Sair, from post-up. Weapon throw, not going to do it. Can he get an unarmed side air? No. Instead, Wrench punishes the side heavy.
Wrench takes the stock advantage. No weapons. Wrench just completely cleared it. He's got the Qatars. I'd like to see him go a little bit more aggressive. He's got the move speed advantage if he wants to. A nice unarmed recovery. He's not going to finish it off just yet. He's got the bow in hand, and I wouldn't be surprised to see another neutralite kill.
Oh, man. Wrenched trying to go for a nice Qatar string. If he'd done it right, it would have killed, but neutral sig from post-up is going to prevent Wrench from getting back on the ground and kill him instead.
Wrenched? Got the guns again. What is Post Up gonna do? He's gonna get caught by the dare.
Ooh, dare into recovery. Post Up. Trying to get an opening with the dare. It's not working out. He got one. That's about it, though. All right, downlight dare. Doesn't get the mix up. Instead, reads into a recovery. He's doing good work, but he's in the red. I think he's got to be a little bit more careful than this.
Woo, that was close. Almost got caught by the side sig. The bow toss isn't going to connect.
Oh, wow.
Dare and the ground pound punishes the down sig. Post Up throws away the sword. Looks like he's looking for some kind of weapon toss or just generally keep Wrench on his toes. Not really sure what weapon Post Up is looking for.
Got the damage
nice
in.
Down sig.
It's even.
Needs more.
Oh, I thought he was going to go for a recovery there. It would have worked. Down sig is going to not kill.
Not enough. Not enough. No weapons, though. Wrenched is high. He's got plenty of movement. Post Up not going to punish the landing.
No, Post Up.
Oh,
Post Up.
no.
Post Up.
He went for the hard read.
No, the wrong down sig in the wrong direction. That's okay. It is a best of 5. Post Up's not out of the game yet, but a very solid performance by this Koji. It's working. It's working.
That is going to be the third game 3. Going the way of Wrenched, and Wrenched is switching to Bodvar, despite having some success with.
Hey, Post Up's back with the Asuri.
Okay, I guess they're like, whatever. Let's just, whatever we just learned, just don't worry about it. We're gonna just whatever.
Whatever. Okay.
Whatever.
Well, Post Up, I think he's uncomfortable against Wrenched's Katars, but if he's gonna switch to Bodvar, Post Up's like, hey, I can do that. I can play that game. I'm gonna go back to Katars. Let's see what he can do. He's gonna jump, is what he's gonna do. Alright, both players have sword. It's NA meta. Let's go. Post Up almost gets a dodge read, but for some reason didn't connect. Not enough active frames on that sword. Neutralite. Not that I'm saying we need more, but didn't work. Wrenched. Trying to find some options. He's got a wrench now, but in the past, we've seen Wrenched hammer. It's not that great.
I've seen a lot. Yeah, it really hasn't been anything major. There's a dare. There's a nair. Looking for more nairs. But
not
really
quite gonna work out. A lot of
massive
jumping
out of his hammer play.
Post Up is okay. He's got some guitars. I want to see some familiar play with the guitars.
Ooh.
That's not gonna do it. Post Up, no, goes for the greedy neutral sig, and Red just says, no, I got hammer ground pound. It's got a big hitbox. You're not gonna be able to out prioritize it. That's okay. Post Up, downlight Sarah,
Nice
weapon
sword
throw,
toss.
evens it up,
And
and triple
he
break
dances it
dance
out.
to celebrate.
He dances it out.
Alright, gets a nice guitar string. No follow-up, though. Wrench just sort of jumps up above him.
Recovery from Wrenched. Weapon toss into a falling nair from Post Up. I'd like to see Post Up go back to the sword. I don't think his guitars are really working against this very floaty and spacey kind of playstyle that Wrenched is adjusted to. Side stick thrown out. Post Up not really able to punish.
Ooh, Wrenched. Going for a chase dodge neutral sig. Post Up is just not going to run into that. Both players in the orange, pretty even. Wrench does get a quick downlight stare. Another downlight stare. Weapon throw. He's going to take him out. Wrench is in the orange, though. Post Up can clean this up, but I think he's got to get his hands on a weapon. Oh, no. Am I wrong? I'm so wrong. He doesn't need a weapon. He doesn't need a weapon. Wrenched. Oh, he does make it back.
No,
Post
not
Up
able to
cannot
finish. It off.
He can't
that
finish.
was some solid unarmed play, but it was not enough to finish it off. He's back to the guitars, but Wrenched showing his own unarmed prowess gets a nice dare and a downlight. He's looking for that downlight ground pound. That's not quite enough.
Oh my
off the
god!
stage, but Wrenched with his unarmed play.
Post Up responds accordingly, throws his weapon and says, here's an unarmed stare for you. Downlight stare is going to do it. Salt! Post Up is not happy about the fact that he just got driven into orange by unarmed. Oh, Wrenched. He has the unarmed. Alright, he's got this hammer now. Downlight into stare. Stomp into stare. Where have we seen that before?
Done.
Wrenched takes the set. He's going to move back on up in the grand finals to face off yet again against Astronautus. If last set against Astronautus was any indication, this is not going to be close, but maybe Wrench just picked up some things while he was down in the lower bracket. Maybe we might see a different game. Wrench versus Astronautus. Who is going to win the Brawl League Masters Qualifiers?
Well, we've seen a little bit more character variation from Wrench now at this point. Astronaut, for the most part, has basically only played the Hattori. Maybe Wrench just kind of figured out what he needs to do. I mean, we've seen some more swordplay come out of post-up, so Wrench might have a little bit of a better adjustment against swordplay in general. So we might actually just see that Lucian pick come out of the gate. Might see the Bodvar pick as well. I don't think he's too confident in his Asuri against Astronaut's Hattori, but there's definitely a lot of options for Wrench to go to.
Well, Wrench, Asuri,
All right,
Astronaut,
guess he's gonna go into
Hattori.
it.
Standard and standard. Let's see how this goes. Map striking, I can't imagine anything too particularly
Go to
insane
Shipwreck.
from these players. I mean, we've seen some Shipwreck, we've seen some Mammoth. I'd be very surprised if we ever saw King's Pass or Great Hall.
Well, we saw one King's Pass, but I don't think we're
Not
going to be
today.
seeing it in this grand finals. No Shipwreck either. New pick, Blackguard.
I kind of want to see Great Hall, but I knew that wasn't going to happen. Hey, there's Mammoth.
Dang
You
it.
were wrong. You were wrong. Here we go. Wrenched versus Astronaut. Beef. An aggressive play. Let's see how aggressive Astronaut can be against Wrenched right now. And the first weapon goes to Astronaut. He sares Wrenched away. He's done that before. It's quite effective. Ooh, nice
Gravity cancel
read. Gravity
downlight
cancel.
there.
And he's being patient. He's allowing Wrench to come in at him and then punish accordingly with the downlights. Now he's got the spear. It's Duke's favorite weapon when it comes to Astronaut. How effective is it going to be against Wrenched?
It's so far it's not amazing, but he's gotten a couple good hits. He's trying to just start spacing out. Wrench does not want to let those Katars get on top of him, get those big string potentials. Ends up trying to dodge past, but still has yet to touch back down to ground. Instead, he's kind of just been playing safe on the wall. Gets one dare, needs more. Oh, but can't get the
Only
hit.
gets one dare. Oh, he does get a downlight into Sair. He's looking for an edge guard. He doesn't get it. He's moving back and side sig.
Done. That killed. Wow.
Basically said, hey, Wrench is gonna move toward me. I'm gonna move back a little bit. As soon as Wrench comes down on the ground, that side sig's gonna come out. Wrenched almost gets a nice edge guard. Oh,
Done.
I spoke too soon. He does
Evened
get
it
a
up.
nice edge guard.
Oh,
no, he
got back.
doesn't. Astronaut gets his
Wrench-
dodge back.
Wrench messed up on the edge guard. He had so much
There
potential.
it is.
That
There's not.
is
It's
not
not there.
enough.
It's not there. Wrench
Astronaut's
cannot edge
still
guard Astronaut.
alive. Wrenched, what is this edge guard? It's so close, but he's not quite at the finish line of the stock. And Astronaut survives and is able to put out more damage. And Wrench has gotta be upset. He's gotta be banging his head against the wall that none
There
of
it
those
is.
ground pounds killed.
Side sig's finally gonna kill, but he's in the red. He's taken so much damage in the process of trying to kill off Astronaut.
Astronaut's back. He's got the sword play. Wrenched is still not able to get the connection. There's a dare, but no follow-up sidelight. Astronaut's already out of there. And I think Astronaut just knows what to do at this point. He seems to have already pre-downloaded it. He's got to have been watching the previous set, and he's got a good torrent
He's got
on
it.
what to do against Wrench.
Torrent? Okay, no one said he did it illegally, okay? It was just a standard
Mega
download.
upload.
No, it was
Dropbox.
just, he went to the App Store and downloaded.
Google download. He went to the Play Store, iStore. I don't
There's
actually
no
know the Apple
iStore.
one. Is it the Apple Store?
I think it's just the App Store. They just downloaded, whatever the case. It doesn't matter where he downloaded it from. It was legally. Legally. Wrenched. He's gotta fight off the download, okay? I don't know what his upload speed is, but maybe like bottleneck that, you know?
Yo, stop seeding.
What?
Side airs! Astronaut, more side airs. Gonna throw away the spear, go back to the sword, and gets a nice follow-up off the side kick to send Wrenched off the map. Side air doesn't connect. Wrenched is gonna get past, but overcommits. Ground pounds down.
And we are moving on up into game 2. Astronaut, he's on his way. Wrenched pulling out the option. Is that what I called it? It's an option? He pulled out the option.
It is an option. The guns are the option when you were referring to it.
I think Wrench needs to slow down. I'm going to say I think he needs to slow down if he wants to beat Astronaut.
I think...
Yeah? I'm listening.
I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think about what makes the most sense in this situation, because it's not like Astronaut is going so hard onto Wrench that Wrench hasn't had a moment to breathe. It's just that Astronaut's just been consistently well positioned against Wrenched, whereas Wrenched was not really connecting a lot with his guitar play. He wasn't really finding the right approaches to get on top of Astronaut or to punish anything like any wild neutral sigs or a down sig. There you see he has the punish option, gets a downlight, but he can't follow up. He's just not really getting the most out of his hits.
Well, now he's got some guns, and I want to see what these guns do. Don't be too aggressive on Astronaut. I'm gonna say it because Astronaut has been waiting for Wrenched's approaches and then punishing with the downlights. Now I think Wrenched he's got an idea. He never used Lucian or guns against Astronaut.
Telling him to parry.
Whoa. Let's not get carried away with words and definitions here, okay?
You're just like, don't approach Astronaut. Let Astronaut approach you. Back dodge parry.
Is that what I said?
Ground pound. Astronaut not able to punish the recovery though. Was trying to space it out. Can't quite pick up the nair. Wrench is going to switch back to the guitars. And it's basically he's playing the weapons the best that he can think of, which is guitars. He wants to be aggressive, wants to be stacked hitbox to hitbox. Guns, he wants to play a little bit more safe and a little bit more zoney. But right now, it's the gun zones that's working out best for him.
Ooh, manages to avoid the recovery, and the dare still doesn't kill him. The stare's gonna do it. He's brought Astronaut down to the orange. He's got to put in the work to get the kill. I also just want to say guitar neutral sig. That's it. It is a really good signature. I've seen him use it, I think, twice so far.
But Astronaut's not playing absurdly floaty. Usually, it's a great punish on someone who's kind of like
people up off the ground.
And that just means it's broken.
Sure. So use it. Let's go.
Astronaut though, he's going back to the sword. He's gonna spear. He's gonna go spear.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, but a nice gravity cancel side sig.
Picks him up. Gets a reversal. Very nicely done by Wrenched. All right. What can he do with the guitars?
Probably the same things he's been doing so far.
More neutral sig.
Which is a lot of dares. I'd like to see some grounded approaches. Go for a speed dodge side light, speed dodge neutral light. It worked against post up when he went for that speed dodge and used the invulnerability. But right now it's a lot of dare approaches and Astronaut is punishing.
Oh yes he is. And
down sig.
Down sigs. Gonna finish it off. I think Wrench's guitars are good, but against Astronaut, he either needs to drastically change up his playstyle or stick with the guns, because the guns are putting down the damage on Astronaut. Even if it doesn't get the kill first, it's worth
a dare.
It's worth
a dare.
A dare.
He had a gravity cancel downlight at the top of the map, and he went for a dare.
I don't look at me. I would have gone with recovery, but clearly he had other plans in mind. Maybe he wants to kill off Wrench slowly, a slow death.
Not done killing Wrenched, apparently.
Neutral sig! Hey, there's
the neutral sig.
Downlight
side air will finish it off. That is going to be game 2, going the way of Astronaut. And at this point, I think Wrenched is just going through his wheel of characters, wondering which one will work.
Keep
no.
I believe.
No.
I believe.
Don't go to Bodvar either, but just
Lucian.
Go to Barraza.
Barraza? But does he know how to play axe?
Doesn't need to. His gunplay was clearly the advantage that he had. So just get a more survivable gun character.
Wow.
Or he'll go to Roland, which is nothing like anything we're talking about. He's got the Bodvar. So
but does he have the Bodvar? Does he really have the Bodvar?
He's got like a level something or other Bodvar. He's got a level 21 Roland. He has the ability to play the character enough to get
Lance?
experience on it.
Lance, I don't know. I don't know so much about the Lance.
Whatever. It's not the worst character in the world. He's got more defense, but it depends on if he can play it right? Obvious. I mean that's just the most generic statement in the world, but it's like Astronaut was really just punishing those dare approaches, so why not just completely disregard the ability to dare approach and go for something like Lance, which clearly never dare approaches.
Well,
Like that. Never.
Dare approaching on Lance is very different
Never.
from dare approaching on Katars. I would say it is harder to punish the dare approaches on Lance. Maybe we'll see that come into full effect. Let's find out. He's put on the damage on Astronaut so far, and Astronaut is not getting the hits on Wrench right now. He's not.
Astronaut is spacing out the dare approaches. It's essentially the same thing. It might be a bigger dare, but at the end of the day, Astronaut just knows how to punish those dare approaches. But Wrench finally picks it up with a nice dare into a side light, side air. There's a side light recovery, and
he
you
knows Lance?
questioned it.
He
You
knows
questioned
Lance?
it. You questioned the Lance.
Where was it though? I didn't see it.
It's the pocketest of picks.
All right. Well, I'm glad he's picking it on tournament game.
Uh-huh.
He's just got to win 5 games in a row with the Lance.
6, excuse you.
6 games in a row with the Lance.
Uh-huh.
Excuse me.
You're
All
welcome.
right. He's not
Wrench,
throwing
though, he's looking for more he's looking for the kills. You seeing him either go for side lights, you saw him charge up the down sig, didn't quite work. He's going for a hard recovery read. Oh, but Astronaut with
He's
the
fine.
saves, but Wrench gets
He's
past.
fine.
Ground
Ooh.
pound thrown out, not gonna connect. Neutral sig doesn't connect, down light side air, not gonna finish off. Sword toss. Nope, bomb toss. He's waiting, nope.
Oh,
Nope.
the nice unarmed
Nope.
stare. Very even game so far. Both players in the red. Down light stare's
Down
gonna
light
do
side
it.
air. The answer's Lance, clearly.
Maybe it is.
Lance? I've never seen a dare approach, ever. How do you, wait, what was it? Oh, what was that? Oh, side light and air. The mix-ups.
But I'm telling you, it is so much. Oh, no, Astronaut!
That's the world's biggest mix-up as Astronaut mines himself, picks up another one. He's not done mining himself. There's plenty more mines to go. Nice
there it
weapon
is.
toss into the pickup dare. He knows that by heart. He's done that so many times.
All right, Wrenched picks up a sword. Who needs that? You can't just dare that. No. Throws it away. I spoke too soon.
He's waiting for the opportunity.
But he
He's
had
waiting-
the opportunity.
he's
That was
waiting
it.
for
Astronaut was off the stage. All right, he wants to keep this sword. He's gonna use it.
Maybe that's his kill option. He's got a little bit more in the sense of he can go for like downlight Sares or just start spamming those neutral sigs that we've seen
Hey,
before. There's
neutral
one.
sig.
He's got options, but there's the Lance pickup.
Oh.
Side sig not gonna connect. Astronaut
Barely misses.
able to space it out.
And Astronaut is getting back the damage right now. Wrench throws away his lance and then recoveries.
I don't know what
that?
that recovery was about,
What was
but
that?
Astronaut took full advantage of it. Immediately recovers underneath Wrenched and takes him down. Stocks have yet to be evened up as Wrenched is going to pick up a Sarah. He's going to need a little bit more, and that sword toss will be it.
And we are evened up. Wrench gives a quick face palm. I guess he didn't expect Astronaut to just get hit by that weapon throw. You know, it was a good weapon throw, man. Give yourself some credit.
The sword hitbox is so tiny, though.
Eh,
It's
it ain't a Qatar.
Astronaut, though, picks up a nice neutral light, and Wrench, he's sticking with this Lance play, and Astronaut's getting
dares.
underneath, getting the down lights. I think Wrench is going to try to mix it up. You're seeing him throw out some more nairs or weapon tosses, but he goes back to the dare every now and then.
Oh, nice downlight to punish the side air. Wrenched. He's in the red. He's in a bad spot. Let me remind you, this is tournament stock. If Astronaut can take this
Downlight
downlight
Sare.
can he get the kill though? It is 8
Shenanigans.
defense. It's going to be harder said than
Ground pound.
done. Is that going to be? He doesn't have a recovery. He does have a recovery. I spoke too soon. He's going onto the stage. He's going over the stage.
Spike ball.
Side light.
It's all down to
Spike
this.
ball.
Spike
That's
ball!
gonna be it. He takes the
spike
tournament.
Ball off the wall, Astronaut. calculated it. He got the angle, hits the spike ball toss, and that is going to be game 3. Going the way of Astronaut. Solid play. The Hattori, the spear, just yes.
Just yes. Very well done. Very textbook. Astronaut shows wrenched. He's the man. He knows how to win. He takes it. He didn't lose a single game to Astronaut. Did he lose a single game in the entire tournament? No. No, wait. Yeah.
Well, are they?
No.
What is happening?
What? Thank you guys for watching. This has been Monday Night Brawl in the form of a qualifier. It's a qualifier for Masters. We're not gonna watch
What's Masters?
this.
Tell me about Masters.
Masters.
Tell me more.
I'm gonna leave. Hold on.
Tell me more. What
Masters
is Masters?
Is the big tournament that's gonna go on in the coming weeks. It's not a traditional bracket tournament. You know, it's round robins. It's slow paced. It's really to see who's the master, right? It is a whole. I dare call it a league. It's a long set, and basically, you've got some players who are already qualified. They've been invited, and besides those players who are invited, we've been having these tournaments, the qualifiers, and the winners get to go and participate in the Masters. So,
When
we got
is it?
Astronaut. He participated in this one. He gets to move on to Masters. Next week, we'll have another qualifier for Masters, and the following week, I think, is when the Masters will begin. On Sundays, you can see here on twitch.tv/Brawl League. Thank you for watching. I'm Part of the Creed.
I'm Designated Asian.
We'll see you guys next week.
Bye.